What up, ladies and gents, it's your boy MikeOfAllTrades, and finally, after having this cabinet for about 3 weeks, I'm here to give you the Marvel vs. Capcom Arcade1Up review. Like the video, make sure you smash the like button, subscribe to the channel if you're not, and let's get to it. So, the video today is going to be a little different, you know. Usually I would sit here and I would talk about my pros and my cons, etc., except today we're going to show you, like, it's going to be portrait, but it's recorded. I mean, my whole experience with the cabinet, from me playing the game one-handed to just starting it up and things of that nature. So you guys are going to get to see the full thing. So we're going to cut to that right now. Okay, so yeah, this is the gimmick. You know what I mean? Marvel vs. Capcom cab. You know what I mean? It's got Marvel Superheroes versus Street Fighter, Marvel vs. Superheroes versus Street Fighter, Marvel vs. Capcom, and Marvel War of the Gems, which is a Super Nintendo title. It's on the riser. The riser's pretty clean. But right now, we're gonna hit the power buttons and let you guys see. There also is a lit up marquee. Also, it's hot. Don't pay me any attention. Gosh darn it. But it's warm. It's funny because I have it next to the Marvel Superheroes cabinet. Yo, Thanos is like, why you do this? But as it loads, I mean, it's, at first it was shimmering. I don't know, maybe it's a power draw thing, I'm not sure. But it definitely could have been, the screen was shimmering a little bit. But again, it's plugged into something where there's like a bunch of stuff on it. I'm not absolutely sure. But I did plug it up to make sure it worked, and I did make it online. So yeah, you see your boy, yo, I'm the juggernaut out here. So like I said, it's Marvel vs. Capcom, X-Men vs. Street Fighter, Marvel Superheroes vs. Street Fighter, Marvel Superheroes, and War of the Gems. So yo, I didn't even take the buttons off. Oh, speaking of buttons, yo, check this out. Ooh, look at the like, I like the way they did that. Like how it's like all, you know what I mean, it's all outlined and stuff. Like the bleed's not bad and whatever, and it's great how they make the light look like it's bleeding through. The machine's blue, we'll keep it blue, but you know, it's yellow, and I think it cycles through a little bit on some colors, but you know what I mean? Not exactly sure. But did it really go back to War of the Gems? Okay, so it's decided to load War of the Gems. There it is, it's cycling now. Okay, so if you want the rainbow effect, whatever. Here. Yeah, you guys can see this was a Super Nintendo game. So that's the start button. I'm doing this all one hand, so. Don't worry, we're not staying in this too long. Not at all. You know what I mean? So, Captain America, yeah, we're not here for this. We're getting up out of this. We ain't here for this. Do I want to leave? Yes. Let's start with the marquee game. So, you can go to local or online. Let me see what happens when you go to online. Oh, so you get put into a room. Okay, let's see. So, I think it puts you into a lobby. Yeah, it does. Oh, that's cool. Yeah. Let's go to a local, just so we can show the game. Let's go, bub. Yeah, because we're not trying to do all that. Remember, winners don't use drugs. Sorry, you guys can probably see my arm. Yeah, sorry. Also, I need to get in the camera. But yo, the marquee looks good. It sounds great. Ooh, look at it. Look. My teenage, like, freaking Mike is, like, screaming right now. It's all the way up on, like, 15. I'll put it down to 10. But, yeah, let's hit the button. So, there's none of the secret characters like Shadow Lady and stuff like that. But, you know, we are Venom. Anybody I see playing on easy? Yeah, we have a talk. But I hit the button. The buttons feel really good. So I'm doing all this with one hand, so you know. Is that Arthur? Shoot. Venom Web. So yeah, again, I'm playing with one hand, but the buttons feel really good. You know, there's no real delay or anything like that. So yeah, you can hold back the first player button. You know what I mean? And it should go back. Oh, we can go to game settings. Oh, wait a minute. All right, game settings. Oh, so we can get to the dip switches. Hey, yeah, let's not mess with any of this. But yeah, it'll reboot the cabinet. That's cool to know. I didn't even know that. But yeah, so that's cool. Dip switches in every game. So I wonder if we can turn the characters on that way. Now I want to check real fast. Let's find out. No, gosh darn it. We're not selecting the hero. Now I want to know.
I reject your presence.
Check configuration. Game. So if you wanted to mod this and put on freaking CoinOp, if you were to put like a coin or whatever, you can do that. Event on. Event off. Okay. Join it on. Alright. Let's just go back. Also, side note, listening to Onslaught talk, it's pretty cool. Let's load up X-Men vs. Street Fighter. And then we'll go local. I'm assuming they're all the lobbies are the same, you know what I mean? Where you just freaking, you load in everything else. Also, yo, check out the mode picture. But yeah, so there were two versions of this Marvel vs. Capcom and the X-Men vs. Street Fighter. X-Men vs. Street Fighter, you had X-Men vs. Street Fighter, X-Men Children of the Atom. You got Marvel vs. Capcom, and you got Marvel Superheroes. So this version of the cabinet, you get Marvel vs. Capcom, Marvel Superheroes, Marvel Street Fighter, X-Men vs. Street Fighter, and War of the Gems. So this is definitely the better buy. If you guys follow me on Twitch and you click on my stream element tip, you guys know that's my image. Oh, but I'm the goddamn juggernaut. Let's get it. Look at Cyclops. Like I said, we're doing this all. God dang it, I meant to put on turbo. But yeah, it's good. It's really good. Like the emulation's great. Yo, shout out to them. Birdie, yes, boss. So I'm trying to do this one hand chat. Oh, well, we got a super with one hand, baby. All right, so just want you guys to know how good Juggernaut is. And again, you just hold the button down, and then you go back and leave. So the best game on the cabinet, in my opinion. Because gosh darn it, you know what I mean? The best game out of them all. And it's great. These are using the US ROMs. So if you didn't know that, that's the thing. In the European ROMs, like if you load Marvel Superheroes, that's the only way you can get Doom. But in the US, you can't get Doom on Marvel Superheroes. And it's so good. Like there's a little bit of flickering, you know what I mean? But like all the cheesy pixels and stuff, it's great. See. So, like a big boy, put it on manual. No easy mode around here.
Come on.
I need to take the stickers off here. I still have the stickers on here for A and B.
Ready.
Also, the soundtrack on here is great. I'm getting banged. One hand. God dang it. Trying to pull supers with one hand don't work. That Wolverine, can we just appreciate that Wolverine theme for a little bit? Look, I'm not even gonna fight. We're just gonna listen to that. One super with one hand. God dang it. Stop it. Sorry, one hand, but it is what it is. We're gonna move it to the next one. And last but not least, Marvel Superheroes. Which I'm happy we can play this online. Like, a lot of y'all are probably gonna see me handing out this Juggernaut work, you know what I mean, in the lobby. But it don't look like nobody's playing. Anyway, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, catch me online. My Juggernaut's gonna be top tier. But yeah, see, look, Marvel Superheroes. Marvel Superheroes. Like, you know what I mean? Like, yo, like, for y'all to understand, dude, I absolutely love this game. But again, this is the US version, so you're not gonna be able to get Doom, you're not gonna be able to get Thanos, you're not gonna be able to get Anita. You know what I mean? Mr. Stark, I don't feel so good. Ah, shoot my Garat. I should have picked freaking was it Spider-Man and get the Captain America theme first? You know what I mean? But the buttons feel good. You know what I mean? Even when I'm playing this with one hand, it feels really good. Smart bomb. Yep. Shooting smart bombs. And again, I'm doing this all with one hand. Superior tech. One hand. Haven't touched difficulty or anything like that, but remember, like, if you want to, hold down the button for 5 seconds. You know what I mean? And then you can go into the game settings and everything else. So, you know, you can mess with the game data and, you know what I mean? Oh, this round's different. Okay. Let's just get up out of here before we break something.
Okay, so after watching all that and checking it out, my final thoughts on the cabinet, it's great. I absolutely love it. I'm happy, you know what I'm saying, that they restocked it. Shout out to Capcom and Arcade1Up for even making this possible in the first place. And shout out to Marvel, you know what I mean? But the fact that they made it so that we can rebuy it, because when I couldn't get it in November, anybody who knows me knows that I was legitimately heartbroken. Like, I went on about this for literal weeks, you know? And it's funny because I always said, oh, well, I don't need to buy another Arcade1Up. There's not another arcade machine that I need. And then this came out after the I got my Legends Ultimate, which, yeah, I'll record a video about that too. But yeah, like, I was content, you know. And then it just drops, like, I see it on Twitter, like, Arcade1Up, pre-order your Marvel's Capcom cabinet, and I jumped at the chance. It's truly beautiful. It's glorious. Like, the side art that I'm probably showing on screen right now. It's amazing. The buttons feel about the same as they do in the Marvel Superheroes cap. You know what I mean? The joystick, it's kind of loose, but maybe it's mine. You know what I mean? But that's probably something I just need to go back and tighten up. But it's functional, you know? So let's talk about the stool. The stool, it comes up to about my hip. You know what I mean? I'm 6'3". So, I mean, like, I can sit in there comfortably. I mean, I don't know if it's because of the weight loss or anything like that, but yeah, like, I can sit on it, you know what I mean? It's a little squishy. It's got great detail. They went above and beyond with the stool what could have been included in this $500 package. I will say what's bugging me, though, about the machine is that it's the scores aren't saving, and maybe it's just my machine. The scores save for Marvel Superheroes, they save for Marvel Street Fighter, they save for X-Men vs. Street Fighter, but for Marvel's Capcom, they don't save, which it's really weird. Like, you know what I mean? So I beat the game, you know what I mean? I went through Marvel's Capcom, I beat the game, and I posted it on TikTok. That video will probably be in right now.
Look, Mom, I did it! I did it! The Pinball vs. Capcom!
And I turned off the game, you know what I mean, just to see if it would save and whatnot. And it's weird because I turned it back on, you know, thinking that it would save, and it wouldn't. It went back to, was it MDF or John or whoever was the number one. And it was kind of like, I put in about 25 minutes of work, you know, Gin and Venom, we were out here. Yeah, I beat it with Gin and Venom, you know what I mean? And for that not to say, it was a little disheartening, but it's not a deal breaker, you know what I mean? Like I said, you know what I'm saying? Like, yo, the buttons are good. You know, they're the same ones that are in the Marvel Superheroes cabinet. The stick, it feels a little loose, but that might be something that I can, you know, fix or tighten up, or, you know, I mean, it's not bad. It's functional and everything else. Like I said before, it works. The artwork, it's amazing. I literally love it. Like, I look at it and you can see the goddamn juggernaut. I'm gonna break him in half on the side, and it makes me smile, you know. The ability to be able to play with people online, it kind of gives that old school arcade feeling a little bit while we're in a pandemic, you know what I mean? And even after pandemic, you know, I mean, I hope that it's something we get into. You know, I love the cabinet. I genuinely do. I'm disappointed there's just no T-molding on there. It's like colored tape. You know what I mean? Like, if you look at it, like, that's not T-molding. That's colored tape, which is kind of a bummer, you know. But I mean, for $500, I can't even excuse it and be like, oh, well, it was $500. You shouldn't expect T-molding. But TMNT had T-molding on it. So, yeah. I mean, like, that's cool. It's not cool, but it's cool. You know, like, it's a little thick. But I think T-molding would have done a lot to make this thing pop out. But like I said, just because we even got it reproduced, it's freaking great. I'm not gonna complain. I enjoy the cabinet. I touch it every day, look at it every day. The lit up marquee, you know, like, that's amazing. I wish this had a switch that we can, like, just turn it off. You know what I mean? But, you know, those are nitpicks. It was like that with the other ones, like the NBA Jam, and you know what I mean? So, not gonna complain at all. Of course, there's a truck coming right past right now. And I always said, I was like, yo, like, I'm not gonna buy another Arcade1Up. Then I remember Killer Instinct's coming out. So Killer Instinct right now might be the last cab I buy. Just a side note, I thought about buying the Legacy cabinets, but I've seen the reviews for the Capcom and the Midway, and yeah, not so much. Killer Instinct though, I'm getting that. Oh yeah, you know I gotta have that. And if they ever make a Time Crisis one, yeah. But I'm not saying I'm done with Arcade1Up. They're gonna really need to do something, like, to really, like, you know, get me to spend more money. Even X-Men, I was just kind of like, I don't know if it's practical to have just because you don't have 4 people over, you know what I mean, on a regular basis. You know, kids will like it, but that doesn't do anything for me. But we're not here to talk about that. That's a whole other video. I mean, we're talking about Marvel vs. Capcom, and for $500, I don't know if it's still up for pre-order on Best Buy or order from Best Buy. I can check real fast. So good news for those looking for it. Best Buy still has it available. It's still able to be added to the cart. So if you want to catch it for $4.99, I usually don't recommend that you do something, but yeah, get that, because before they go back on sale on eBay and stuff for like $1,500 and you jump out the window like I almost did, you know what I mean? But that's it from me, everybody. Yo, thank you guys for watching. Make sure to hit the like button, subscribe channel out. Yo, did you get the cabinet? Do you have Marvel vs. Capcom? If you do, yo, let me know in the comments below. If you want to play some games, let me know. There needs to be a add friend feature on here, by the way. You know what I mean? Just thought about that. Legends Ultimate has one. It's a convoluted process, but it has one. And granted, again, this is asking a lot for a $500 cabinet, but yeah, they need to add that too. Anyway, thank you guys for watching. Like, share, subscribe, you know what I'm saying, as we make our way to 1K. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll catch you guys on the next one. Later. So, I've had Big Blue for a month. Let's talk about it. What up, ladies and gentlemen, it's your boy MikeOfAllTrades. Coming to you today, I almost said this morning or evening, depending on when you're watching this, with a review on the Arcade1Up Big Blue arcade cabinet. You know, that thing back there. First and foremost, if you like what you see, you know what I'm saying, make sure you smash that like button, subscribe to the channel if you're not, and turn on your notifications as we make our way to 2K.
You know what I mean? So, without further ado, let's get into it. So, for those who don't know, Arcade1Up has been making little miniature like arcade cabinets to go in your home for a couple years now. I bought the Wave 1 Street Fighter, the Wave 2 Mortal Kombat, Marvel Superheroes, you know what I'm saying, Turtles, NBA Jam, you name it, I bought them. Some of them are still here, some of them aren't. So when they announced the Capcom Legacy cab, I was always like, well, I want to get that. You know, it's lots of Street Fighter, you know what I mean? And a couple other games thrown in there like Darkstalkers and whatnot. But then, you know, a couple months later, you know, they announced Big Blue. And Big Blue for myself holds a lot of personal memories. You know what I mean? Like, legitimately, like, Big Blue is the cabinet that I learned to play Street Fighter on. Big Blue is how I learned freaking, like, well, it was a Big Blue cabinet, so Marvel's Capcom 2, although, you know, they were just putting Big Blue cabinets and the Versus series and things of that nature. So, hell, I even learned how to play Third Strike on a Big Blue cabinet. You know what I mean? In the arcades. Yes, I just dated myself. Don't at me. So when Arcade1Up announced it, I was like, yeah. And you guys saw the video. If you didn't see the video, it'll be up right there. And in that video, you know, I talked about how, you know, it's expensive. They're pricing themselves out of the market, etc., etc. And, you know, I don't know if it was, I think it was the love of Street Fighter that made me buy it. You know what I mean? So yeah, I have it. You know, it's 5'9" or 69 inches. How you doing? I think it's 69 or 67. Pretty sure it's 67, but 69 just sounds better. You know what I mean? The packaging. All right. So the box that it comes in, you know, it looks like your standard arcade, you know, 1UP box, like the NBA Jam Live cabinet or the TMNT cabinet came in, or MVC came in. It looks like one of those boxes, except this box weighs 106 pounds. I'm gonna say that again. The box weighs 106 pounds. Now, unless you're strong, you know what I'm saying, you're gonna need two people to get this in. Me, I'm kind of strong. So, you know what I mean? Like, that didn't bother me any. But for them to cram everything that they crammed inside that packaging, it's crazy. So it comes with the system, you know, the arcade. It comes with the riser, and it comes with the stool, you know what I mean? And the oversized marquee, which you guys can see, it's, you know, it's pretty big. It's crazy though, because it's like, they had the opportunity, you know what I mean? Like, the packaging, it wasn't any different from, you know, like I said, what you usually see. Same size box, everything else, same retail box. The thing with Arcade1Ups is that, from the way that John D explained it like years ago, everything has to fit inside of a retail box so it can go on the shelf. That being said, you don't see these at Walmart or Target or Best Buy. You can order them online, but I've yet to go in one of these stores and see one on the shelf. So, if it has to fit in retail packaging, but we still have to order it online, then maybe they could, you know, do a little something else, like the size. Let's get into the size for a little bit, right? All right, so check this out. So the Big Blue has the standard side panels, right? You know what I mean? And then it has an extender board, right? And this extender board's about, like, I don't know, maybe this long. I mean, I don't know, like what, extra 5-6 inches or something like that. But it's still, but they managed to get it somehow in the freaking box. I'm 6'3". All right, I'm 6'3", 6'3.5", right? And so, even on the riser, it's still kind of, you know, kind of low to me. I mean, I have to duck my head down a little bit like this, but it's not as bad as, like, say, Marvel, which is funny because they're the same height. So I don't know if it's like, you know, perception's everything or whatnot, but with, you know what I'm saying, the bracket system that they're using, like, they honestly, they could have made that panel another 3-4 inches, and it could have been their first 6-foot panel, 6-foot cabinet. You know what I mean? And granted, yes, I know the average height of a male in the US is like 5'7".
I get that. Some of us ain't 5'7". But yeah, like easily, and I think that's one of the things that I'm baffled by. It's one of those things where it's like, you could have added another couple inches. Yes, I'm not saying you need to make another interlocking system where there needs to be brackets on brackets, you know, but I think that if they would have either extended that board a couple of inches or maybe offered that as an option, that would have been cool. Speaking of the bracket system, a pain in the ass. Okay? Legit. Like, and it wasn't like trying to get it in, it was more freaking at least my unit, all the holes weren't matched up. So I had to like actually go in and, you know, take a drill and like go in and screw whatever do, but it got done. So that's more of a QA thing. I think it's one of those things where it's like, well, if you're gonna take the time and you're gonna do the system that you're implementing, and it's gonna be used in the future, like Killer Instinct. I'm looking at the Killer Instinct renders. Looks like it has the same system for extensions, and those boards look a little shorter. So, you know, maybe, I don't know, and I don't know Arcade1Up if anybody's gonna see this. I don't know if John D's gonna watch it or whatever. Yo, shout out to John D. The time recording this, he was at Monday Night Raw with AJ Styles, so hashtag jealous. But maybe you guys can sell like a la carte separate plates on the website, you know, make them a little longer without us having to like do it ourselves, because I usually don't mod these things, but that's literally something that I've been thinking about. All right, speaking of modding, let's talk about the buttons and sticks. So I don't know if it's just me, but it feels like Arcade1Up's going backwards. Like the buttons and sticks in Marvel vs. Capcom, and I've touched the X-Men vs. Street Fighter one, you know what I mean? Like, they feel okay, like they feel good, like they don't feel bad. You touch the sticks on Big Blue, it instantly, I kid you not, I instantly flash back to the Wave 1 Street Fighter 2 Championship Edition cap. Instantly. You know what I mean? It's not one of those things where it's like, I'm not saying we need Sanwa buttons, you know what I mean? All my fight stick have Sanwa buttons, you know what I mean? I'm not saying that we need those, but what I am saying is that some better quality buttons and sticks would be great. The buttons, you know, they do what they're supposed to do. You know, you hit them, they're clicky and, you know, whatever else. You know what I'm saying? They're kind of mushy though, you know what I mean? Like, they're kind of mushy. And this was out of the box. So I assume that they had a big order of these sticks and buttons and left over from Street Fighter and Legacy, and they were just using them. You know what I mean? I think that for $600, you know, the button quality could have been a little better, you know? Now, I mean, I'm not saying like I'm gonna order like a Sanwa stick or buttons, you know, whatever. Like, I can live with the buttons. Buttons, fine. The joystick, on the other hand, that is my issue. Again, my unit only. I don't know about anybody else's, but my unit, the left stick is kind of, if you try to block down, you hold down back to block, and yeah, you miss inputs. Yo, fun fact, I've lost a lot of matches online like that, where you thought you were holding down back and you still ended up standing in neutral. You know what I'm saying? Because it's not registering. So it could be my unit, but for, you know what I mean, I'm not gonna sit and be like, hey, yo, you guys want to send me a new panel? Because that thing was a pain in the arse to get on too. Again, this is all quality control stuff, like where I had to mess with the panel to get it screwed in properly. I've never had a problem putting together an Arcade1Up. You know, these things go together like water, but for some reason this one, I don't know, the holes just weren't like lined up correctly. You know what I mean? So that's just the thing. Like I said, the panel, you know what I'm saying, the panel height, it's lower, you know, it's on a slant, but anybody who's, you know what I'm saying, played any of the Street Fighter games in the arcades or whatever, understand that slant is authentic. I see a lot of people complain about, oh, well, you know, we shouldn't have the slant, and the slant doesn't do anything for us, and it prevents us from playing. Have you never played Street Fighter in arcade before? Have you never seen a Street Fighter cabinet? All Capcom fighting game cabinets were slanted. I think that was one of my biggest gripes when the Arcade1Ups first came out, was that the panel wasn't slanted. You know, when we got to Wave 3, and freaking Marvel Superheroes came out. My complaint was the panel wasn't slanted, you know, and now we've got Big Blue and the panel slanted. And I think that with the slanted panel, you know what I'm saying, the control panel, the control deck, I think that it's more noticeable now just how lower they are than they should be. You know what I mean? And again, that's one of those things where it's like, yes, it has to fit into a retail box, but a longer freaking side panel, you know, that since they're splitting away in the box, that's something that can be fixed legitimately. You know what I mean? The width is still the same size of a regular Arcade1Up. You know what I mean? Which, you know, in my dream world, I was hoping, you know what I mean, maybe it'll be like a couple inches wider. Let's be real, it's going to be truly impossible for you to play 2-player on that thing. But then again, we say the same thing about the other ones, and it's happened. So, you know, if you're 5'7" and you're like 140 pounds, yeah, you can probably get away with that. For us big boys, yeah, it can be done. Like I've done it with my kid, so it can be done. It's just not the most comfortable experience in the world. You know what I mean? The light-up deck protector is the same that you've seen in X-Men vs. Street Fighter and Marvel and NBA Jam. It's the same, you know what I'm saying? It's the same acrylic. And yes, the acrylic has little artworks to accentuate the lighting from the LED strip that's in the back, but it's still that, you know what I mean? A lot of the times, it doesn't get turned on. But I wasn't turning them on for Marvel vs. Capcom either, so, you know, that's not that big of a deal to me. You know what I'm saying? The artwork, it's great. All right, so people complain about the artwork on the J panel, like the front of it. They use the, what is it, Street Fighter 2 Championship Edition artwork on the front panel. Like, I remember that artwork because I used to have an old Street Fighter 2 Championship Edition strategy guide. One of my friends from one of my old jobs gave it to me. Shout out to you, Shane. You the man. Because you know how much I love Street Fighter, right? And it has it on front, and it's great to see Bison or Vega in Japan, whatever you want to call them. You know what I'm saying? It's great to see him on front like that. Like, it's good. You know, I personally like it better than just seeing the Capcom logo or a bunch of Street Fighter games listed. You know what I mean? Like, I enjoy that more. So I'm okay with that. The side panel, you know what I'm saying, Champion Edition on the side. I mean, it's Big Blue. There wasn't a lot of artwork on these things. You know what I'm saying? I think it's good. You know what I mean? The monitor's the same, 17-inch monitor. You know what I mean? Like, which is crazy because for this to be Big Blue, and if you guys look, like, there's Big Blue, right? But if you look at Marvel, it's crazy how the Marvel cabinet, the monitor is like a little bit higher, and I don't get that. And it's like, it's nothing major. It's like a half an inch, but a half an inch makes a difference. How you doing? I'm not taking that out. I'm leaving that in. But you know what I mean? Like, it looks good. Display's nice. You know what I mean? The OS, and you know what I mean? Like the menu that they're using, it's good. You know what I mean? I think that a lot of people are complaining about there not being scan lines, which I think that's, I guess, an odd omission, because that was in the Capcom Legacy cabinet. You can turn on scan lines, but that's not in Big Blue, which I think that's the running theme of this cabinet. A lot of stuff that should be in this cabinet isn't on here. Now, granted, it has an SD card slot, it has a USB slot, so these things could be done in an update or whatever else, and we'll get to that a little bit later. Scan lines aren't a big deal to me. You know what I mean? If I want to play Street Fighter on scan lines, I'll go turn on my Super Nintendo and play on my CRT in my living room. You know what I mean? That's not a deal breaker to me. But to some people, that's going to matter. So no, there are no scan lines. You know what I mean? The speaker system isn't pointing down. It's like directly straight out at you. So when you turn it on, you hear everything. You know what I mean? And that's a positive and a negative, you know. With it coming straight at you, you hear the sound, you hear the quality of the speakers. The speaker system is still the same speaker system that they've been using since Wave 3. so that's not necessarily a bad thing. But normally in those cabs, in the 3 cabs, they would be pointed downwards, whereas this, it's pointed directly at you, so you can hear a little bit. You get a little bit more clarity, I mean, from the speakers, so you can actually accept the quality of the sound that's coming out of there. Marquee's great. I would love, and I know somebody else is gonna do it. I don't know if it's gonna be Buy Stuff Store or whatever, you know what I'm saying? Somebody's gonna make aftermarket marquees for this thing, and they're gonna sell them. I wish that Arcade1Up would sell them themselves. If we can get oversized marquees for X-Men versus Street Fighter or Marvel versus Capcom. Although Marvel versus Capcom really didn't have any oversized marquees. You know what I mean? Like in the original cabinets, they were all like regular size, but X-Men versus Street Fighter, Marvel versus Street Fighter, you know what I mean? Like, but you know, you take liberty and make these things, because I would love to slide in like redacted. And put that in there as an oversized marquee. You know what I mean? The marquee looks great. Like art-wise, it looks great, but it's really dull. I don't understand how that happened. Like, it's really dull. You know what I mean? Like, for comparison, look at Marvel. Look how lit up Marvel is, right? Now look at Street Fighter Champion Edition. Marvel. Street Fighter Champion Edition. You know what I mean? Like, I don't understand why it's not more lit up. I guess if it was more lit up with the way the light's bleeding through, I guess it would look a little more washed out. But some people might think it's too dull. I don't personally have a problem with it. It's a marquee. So, you know, it is what it is. The stool. Can we talk about the stool? The stools are starting to become one of those things where it's like they're coming in boxes, and it's not that I don't want to put them together, and it's not that I don't want to put these stools together, you know what I mean? But it's more of if you're in a condensed space, then they're taking up space, you know what I mean? If that makes any sense. Like, they're there, you know, and like, I don't know what happened. You know what I mean? And it's crazy because since Marvel vs. Capcom's came out, I've lost weight. You know what I mean? So I can't be like, oh, well, or so maybe it's just I don't have much cushion on my butt as I used to. Like, I've lost like 200 pounds. You know what I mean? So I sit on the big blue, and it's like, yeah, you can feel that there's not enough like cushion on these stools. You know what I mean? To justify like the extra 80 or $100 that they're like charging for these things that are in the box. So if you really break it down, you know, $5.99, right? Even with the increase. If you take the stool out, it's like $80, or they usually sell them for like 80. So that puts you down to like $5.20. But for the sake of, you know what I'm saying, let's say the oversized marquee is like another like 10 or whatever, dude. You take out the stool and you could probably get that in at $4.99. Like, real talk. Even Walmart is with the Simpsons that's selling for $700. It's selling without the stool and I think the little sign or whatever, and it's like $5.29. So, not for comparison reasons, but I'm just saying you could probably get that in at $500. You might have to eat a little bit of loss, but you know, can we just start offering options without the stool? Because there are probably plenty of people who own 15, 20 Arcade1Ups and probably have a closet full of stools. All right, you know what I'm saying? Let's just stop that. Let's talk about the games real quick that are on the big blue Arcade1Up Street Fighter cabinet. I'm gonna say that again. A Street Fighter cabinet, right? So tell me why there are really technically only 3 Street Fighter titles on this cabinet. Street Fighter 2 Championship Edition, Street Fighter 2 Hyper Fighting, and Super Street Fighter 2 Turbo. We're not counting Puzzle Fighters because it's Puzzle Fighters. 25% of your games are Street Fighter on a Street Fighter cabinet. Why is it that there were more Street Fighter titles on the Capcom Legacy cabinet. Look, I'm not complaining because all the games are online. Each one of the games are on here. So, like I said, there's Championship Edition, Hyper Fighting, Street Fighter 2 Turbo, Super Street Fighter 2 Turbo, I mean. You know what I'm saying? Freaking Puzzle Fighter, Darkstalkers 1, 2, and Vampire Saber, which is 3. You know what I mean? Which is the tournament played one. Saturday Night Slam Masters, Master Busters Duo. You know what I mean? Those are all great. You've got freaking Echo Fighters. Okay, cool, whatever. Knights of the Round, which, yo, that's a good shout. Like, real talk. That's a good shout. Knights of the Round. Capcom Sports Club, which everybody said is a sleeper. Yeah, I mean, it's fun. Don't get me wrong. It's great. And I am forgetting a game. And I'm forgetting him because it never gets played. But there's 12 games, 25% of Street Fighter. Okay? Legitimately. We couldn't even get the original Street Fighter. Now, granted, you know what I mean? I'm not saying you want to play that online, but at least give it, if it's a Street Fighter cabinet, yo, give the option. You know what I mean? That should be a thing. Street Fighter 1. Or just regular Super Street Fighter. You know what I mean? Or base Street Fighter 2. You know what I mean? I think that a lot of people are going to get this, and then they're not going to look at the game selection, and they're going to think that they're going to get all these Street Fighter games because they were in the Capcom Legacy cabinet. And they're not. And that's going to upset a lot of people. You know, I was kind of hoping that, you know, with some of these cabinets, there's like hidden games or whatever else. And I was hoping that maybe we'd get lucky and maybe Street Fighter would be a hidden game, you know, if you, regular Street Fighter or Street Fighter 2, you know, whatever. Now, would they have gotten played a lot? Probably not. And I understand why Arcade1Up left it off. You know what I mean? Let's be real. If you have the choice between playing Street Fighter 2 online or playing Street Fighter 2 Hyper Fight, which one are you playing? Or if you have the option to play Street Fighter 2 or Street Fighter 2 Championship Edition, I keep calling it Championship, which one are you playing? You know what I mean? And so, I get it. I understand leaving it off. You know what I mean? Like, it makes sense. Because then that's more you have to code for online play. Those are more lobbies you have to make, etc., etc. So I understand it. But if it's a Street Fighter focused cabinet, you should offer more Street Fighter games. You easily could have made this 16. Like, real talk, this could have been 16 games. If this was 16 games, I don't think people would be complaining so much about the price. Legitimately, 16 games, and you would have had a good selection of Street Fighter on there, I don't think people would have complained. Legit. I'm not saying you guys should have put Street Fighter 2 Rainbow Edition on here, no, because, you know, hacks and whatnot. But I'm saying, like, there would have been more Street Fighter or more games to choose from. I don't think that, you know what I mean, like, there would have been so much of an issue. But come on, man, it's a Street Fighter cabinet. Give us some doggone Street Fighter. Speaking of Street Fighter and online, let's talk about the online real quick. At the time of recording this, I played some games online. I think I've played almost every game online. And what I'm noticing is, and it's probably because of the install base, you have to be online at certain times. Or if you're not part of the Arcade1Up fighting game group on Facebook, more likely than not, you're not going to find a lot of matches. And like I say, part of that's because of install base, part of that is because people have lives and jobs and whatnot. You know what I mean? But you see cats like, you know what I'm saying, the Die For, Obliviate, 4-player co-op. That dude drove me from pillar to post. You know what I mean? The lobby system, it's the same system that you saw from Marvel vs. Capcom, where 2 people can be in a lobby and a lot of other people can spectate. And a lot of the time, that's what ends up happening, is that people want to see top tier Street Fighter play, and they'll sit and watch. You know what I mean? Which is good and bad. You know, it's good because you're getting to see high level play, and you get to analyze and understand, oh, this is why such and such did this. Oh, this is why a Guile player is still freaking godly in freaking Champion Edition. You know what I mean? Like, this is why people are complaining that Bison's broken, etc. So you get to see all that, right? But the same system from Marvel's Capcom and X-Men vs. Street Fighter is the same system that's failing now. And hear me when I say this. Like, hear me when I say this. There needs to be 8-player rooms. Change the lobby system, please. It's not that hard to do, although not a color. Just change it to 8-player lobbies so we can officially put our quarters on the glass. The main complaint that you hear from the community is that you watch people come in and they just watch matches. There'll be 2 lobbies open and people are just watching matches and not playing the game. There should be an option where if you want to go into somebody's room and you want to watch these matches, you should be able to do so, or you should be able to join via winners or face the winners, because it's not fair to make the loser stay on and the winners goes off. Winners should stay. Fix these lobbies, because the more and more people that buy this, you're just gonna have more and more people spectating. And yeah, if you like to show off and whatever, that's cool, but you're not gonna have the interaction that you were hoping for. There's 200 rooms in each game, so there's a lot of rooms for people to fight in. But you know, a lot of people get nervous, and it's because if you see the #1 player on Street Fighter Champion Edition and they're in a room with somebody else, or they're not in a room facing anybody, are you gonna go face that player? No, because people, well, I will, because you know my pull-up game is strong. But other people aren't, because they don't want to get destroyed. They don't want to get obliterated. You know what I mean? Like, people want their hands held. And arcades back in the day, you didn't know. You know what I mean? Like, yo, if you saw somebody playing by themselves, whatever, you didn't know what was going to go on. You put your quarter up, you know what I'm saying? You grabbed it, you hopped on the second player, and you got busy. And if you got washed, you got washed. And if you didn't, you got a dub. And if nobody else was around, you run it back. Which is the next thing. Change the lobbies to 8 players. And if you're going to make a lobby like that, make it first to 5. Have an option to make it first to 5 or first to 10. And then the lobby closes. You know what I'm saying? If it's just 1-on-1. Or make it so it's, you know, rotating. These are easy implementations that can be made. And I hope that Arcade1Up makes them in the future. Because I shouldn't have a better Street Fighter Online experience on my Xbox 360 or my PS3. Hell, for as convoluted as the freaking system is on freaking Street Fighter 5 on PS4, where you have to actually hit start to ready up when it's your turn. Like, come on. Speaking of online, can we get a ranking system? Yes, you have a leaderboard ranking system, but I think that's another reason there's another thing that deters people from playing online, is you've got all the people up here in this upper echelon, and then all the low tier gods, you know what I'm saying? Haha. Are getting washed. You know, have a separate ranking tier thing. I'm not saying be Guilty Gear, and I'm not saying make it like, so you know what I'm saying, the Celestial Floor, whatever. I'm not saying do all that, but I'm saying, like, you can't do skill-based matchmaking if nobody's playing, but I think that's kind of what people want, if that makes any sense. So, just some things to think about online. Oh, and rage quitting. Listen. And I'm gonna say this, and I'm gonna do it directly in the camera. If we're in the middle of a first to 10, and you know we're in the middle of first to 10, because once you go past 5, you know we're going to 10. And if I already downloaded you and I'm watching you 7 in a row, don't quit. Get this work. And if they quit, you shouldn't be penalized for a loss. Yeah, that's happened to me plenty of times, where I was dragging somebody, they would quit out mid-match, but then it would reflect on a loss on my record, because the live button makes it so easy to close the game now. People either close the game or they're just turning it off out of frustration. But like I said, I'm not the best Street Fighter player in the world. By all means, not at all. I take my lumps just like anybody else. But there should be a penalty for rage quitting. I'm just saying. You know what I'm saying? That being said, would I recommend it to anybody? It depends. Do you like Street Fighter? Do you like online play? Do you like being able to play with somebody? Now granted, I did my testing over the online and in a setting where, you know, everybody else was gonna be playing. Let's be real, everybody's not running an Ethernet cable into their Arcade1Up. All right, so I ran it off of Wi-Fi. And I will say this, all the matches that I played, they were all about 48 to 56 milliseconds, right? So this is off of wireless, so that's really freaking good. It doesn't, you know what I mean, unless the other person's hardwired, it kind of doesn't make sense to be hardwired, you know what I mean? And you never know who's hardwired when they're coming into your lobby, you know what I mean? So even under those testings, like, it was great. It literally was. It was great. No lag. I can't complain about it at all. I know that this is the first like real esports cab that Arcade1Up is trying to develop and get into people's homes, and they're talking about running tournaments and everything else. And from that standpoint, I can absolutely see it. You know, I think one of the reasons I watch Fighters Evo and Kuma Rev is because, like, yo, there's like an esports feel, and that dude, like, listen. Yo, Rev is the golden boy of our Arcade1Up community. Legit. Like, you're not following Fighters Evo, you know what I'm saying? Put your quarters in glass, yo. We're dropping us up. Legit. They're our golden boy. You know what I'm saying? That dude is phenomenal. And I get where they're going with this. I mean, it's more esports, old school like esports, and I'm fine with that. So if you're looking for some competition, you know what I mean, and you just want to play some Street Fighter Online, you know what I mean, get a couple matches in, or maybe you want to try some games that you haven't played. Maybe a lot of people haven't played Darkstalkers, you know. A lot of people don't understand that, you know, Hagar Final Fight is in freaking Saturday Night Slam Masters. Do I think Muscle Buster Duo should have been on there? No, because it's just tag version of Saturday Night Slam Masters. But you want an experience for 4 players, so I get it. Yeah, I mean, I think the only negative I can say besides the height of the cabinet, because yes, it should still be a little taller. My only real issue is your scores don't save when you turn the game off. That's an easy fix. You know what I mean? Like, that's something that could have been patched in. I'm just saying. Do I regret my purchase? No, not at all. It's just something about turning it on and seeing that. You know, it's like the dream of, like, it's the Silver Spoons thing where you used to watch the show and the kid had all the arcades in their house. Yo, I feel like that kid. You know what I mean? And Arcade1Up continues to give me the games that I want. They've officially, you know what I'm saying, the pre-orders for Killer Instinct go up on November 10th. You know, unless you pre-order from Target. Yeah, unless you pre-order from Target. They continue giving me the caps that I want. The only problem it's gonna run into is gonna run out of space one day, and then more decisions will have to be made. I can, even with the price point, you know what I mean, even with the little nitpicks that I have, I can wholeheartedly recommend this cabinet. Legitimately, I can recommend this cabinet. Yes, the buttons and the sticks or whatever, but those are easy swap outs. And if you're a DIY person, you can definitely change all that. You know what I mean? But yes, this is probably the best Arcade1Up cabinet they've ever put out. And I'm not saying that, no BS, I mean that seriously. This is still the best cabinet that Arcade1Up has yet to put out. And I hope Killer Instinct surpasses this one. You know what I'm saying? You know what's better than me talking about Arcade1Up and giving my opinions? B-roll. Yo, that's the video, everybody. Yo, thank you guys for watching, you know what I'm saying? Yo, make sure to hit that like button, you know what I'm saying? Subscribe to the channel if you're not. Turn on your notifications so you know when I go live. Yo, let me know in the comments. Did you pick up Arcade1Up's Big Blue? Are you picking it up? Does this video help make your decision one way or the other? Yo, let me know. You know what I'm saying? Or let me know, do you think I wasted my money? Let me know that too. Anyway, I'm MikeOfAllTrades. You guys have been great. Thank you guys for watching, and yeah, I'll catch you on the next one.
Yo, listen, Capcom, look, having fun with the Championship Edition, whatever else. But, yo, can we get a cap so we can play that? And some Third Strike. Just saying.
What up, ladies? It's your boy MikeOfAllTrades coming to you today with a product review, arcade review, a mini arcade review on the Arcade1Up 2-player Mortal Kombat Countercade. First foremost, like to see, make sure you smash the like button, subscribe to the channel if you're not, and yo, turn on those notifications as we make our way to 2K. But without further ado, yo, let's get to it. So, Countercade, that thing right there, that little 8-inch thing right there, yo, has been something that I've been looking at for like a while. I was looking at NBA Jam, I was looking at Marvel Superheroes, I was looking at Turtles, you know what I mean? But it became one of those things where it's like, well, I don't have Mortal Kombat, you know what I mean, anymore, you know? And it was like, I was kind of torn. I was like, well, I could go get the MK Legacy, but the MK Legacy is got a bunch of stuff on it that I'm genuinely like just not interested in playing. And it's the 30th anniversary of Mortal Kombat coming up soon, and so Arcade1Up is probably going to put out a online cap eventually, you know what I mean? So I was kind of torn. I wanted to get my fix, but then Kohl's happened, and y'all know how that Kohl's cash hits different, right? So Kohl's cash Christmas gift card equals Mortal Kombat 2, you know what I mean? So yeah, we're gonna take a look at it. We're gonna talk about the ins and outs of it and whatnot, my impressions, should you pick one up, etc., etc. And yo, do the Countercades actually get a bad rap? Yo, so first thing first, yo, it came in a beautiful box, right? It was fully assembled, which that's a good thing. You know, it's not, you know what I'm saying? It, take it out the box and you look at the side work, you know what I mean? It works great. The window is clear in the front, so you can see exactly what you're getting. 4 games on it are Mortal Kombat, Mortal Kombat 2, Mortal Kombat 3, and Ultimate Mortal Kombat 3. One of the things I never understood was why they omitted Mortal Kombat 3 from off the games list, but on this one you have 4. You know, it's got the 2-player panel, you know, just like the standard Arcade1Ups, and it's the standard length, you know. So it's actually really good. It's got an 8-inch screen. I don't know the fidelity of the screen, but it's probably like maybe 540 or 720 for the size and the height that it is. It's really good. It has a light up marquee, okay, and the light up marquee, you guys can see it right now. You know, it's good for its size. You know, it's not too washed out. It's not too bright. I mean, it's not too in your face. I think, you know, I mean, like, yo, putting a light up marquee on a Countercade, but the Legacy cabinets can't get one, kind of questionable. You know what I mean? But what do I know, right? It has one speaker. The speaker is facing down inside the little cabinet, and so the sound reverberating off of whatever surface it's sitting on actually does a lot more justice than the cabinets do, the 3/4 scale cabinets do when it's emitting sound, especially with cabinets like Big Blue that have had sound issues and whatnot. The screen on the front, you know, the screen, it had screen protectors, was a deck protector and a screen protector, which is funny because on these products, like, there's literally a little arrow that points as here, peel here, and it pulls back. That's something they need to do with like deck protectors for all their products. Like, let's be real, like, I don't want to spend like 3 minutes trying to scratch off a corner just to pull back the clear part of a deck protector when that was clearly much more convenient to do. The screen protector, on the other hand, had the same thing. You were able to pull it, but it was a little bit more difficult to get it out from the bottom. You were able to get it from the top, but from getting from the bottom was an issue. I have footage of all this, so there's B-roll that'll be playing through all this. You'll be able to see it. I actually unscrewed my panel. I unscrewed the panel trying to get this stuff out, but I got it out eventually. Got it out clean. Unscrewed screws just to get it out clean. But while I had the panel unscrewed, figured we can take a look on the inside of it. So, you know what I'm saying, you see the stock, the buttons and whatnot. You see the encoder. Like, it's all standard Arcade1Up stuff. On the back, you can get a plus hook on the inside. It's just the monitor. Like I said, you see the speakers, and it's pretty much about it. You know, it's just a miniaturized version of the 3/4 scale cabinet. The Mortal Kombat 2 artwork on the side, the Raiden artwork is a lot more lit up than it was from the original launch. If you remember the launch Mortal Kombat 2 cabinets, the 3/4 scales, it was kind of dulled down a little bit. They kind of improved that on the Legacy cabinets, and these have the Legacy cabinet side art on them, so it's a lot more vibrant and whatnot. The UI is very, very much simplified. You know, you have a button to get to the settings. You have your Mortal Kombat 1, 2, 3, 4, and everything is selectable. And everything is pretty much the same, you know, from the Mortal Kombat 1, 2, 3, even down to the quality of the buttons. The 2-player Countercades are pretty much the same thing as the 3/4 scale arcades. You know what I mean? And the UI on them, it's a lot more simplified. I think it's something that they should probably implement more of in the future, where literally you go left, right. You know what I mean? Where you select each game. You know, and it's kind of like that on the Big Blue and Marvel's Capcom, where you can select left and right and then you click a game. But this one's a little bit more fine. You don't have to hit A. You know what I mean? Like for some people, and I've heard a lot of these complaints where for people who have just experienced an Arcade1Up, you know, and they've never had it, and you don't leave the A button on it, and you tell people to hit the A button, they don't know what that is. Whereas on the Countercades, all you have to do is hit the 1-player start, and it loads you in. That's probably a change that they need to keep in mind for the future. Or for casual use, you know, because if you have friends over and whatnot, hitting the A button for them, they don't know what that is. Like, let's just be real about that. So, getting into it, the gameplay for this little package, the gameplay is really smooth. It really is. I'm going to throw in some gameplay right now, and be forewarned, I am trash.
Fight!
Yes, I'm trash at Mortal Kombat. Don't at me. I don't remember how to do anything. Yo, at least it gave me a fatality.
Oh, that's right. This is the one that does the, what you call it? This? Yeah, he does that. Uh-huh. Yeah. Oh, that's right. God dang! Bruh, he's gonna flawless me. He's going to flawless me. He did. I'll be a warrior this time. You'll never win. Yo, at least they know. Bruh. That's right. But I know I do fatalities at least. I play a little Ultimate Mortal Kombat 3, just a little bit. And look at that. Nobody gets to play Mortal Kombat anymore. I blew up the world. Nobody gets to play it. So what do I think about the two-player Arcade1Up Countercade? If this is the product that they're offering, at the deal I got it at, they're normally $229. I got it right now for $149 at the time of recording. It's still $149 in certain places, Best Buy, Amazon, Walmart. Kohl's will probably be your best shot, you know, especially since you get Kohl's cash back. Good way for you to explain to your wife that you bought something that you probably didn't need. Mad Dad's has a great countercade like idea where he makes like a stand for it and he puts it on the stand, so that's something that I'm thinking about doing. I do want to get him Legacy cabinet, however I am holding out for online. For what's in it, for the size of the screen, for the price, and I'm pretty sure you can probably, you know, take the PCB out and whatever else and just use the deck and probably put it on like a regular screen or something like that. But for what's in it, for the price point, $149 right now, yo, don't pass that up. Hopefully in the future they implement like Wi-Fi into these things, because let's be real, with everybody buying cabinets upon cabinets upon cabinets, even I myself are running out of space. Countercades might be a way in. It's a really good deal for the product. You're getting 4 games for $150. Where I'm saying normally $229, but hell, even maybe at $229, it might not be a bad spot. You know, it's not a partycade, so it doesn't have to hang off of a closet door or a wall or something like that. You know what I mean? And the good thing about it is, it's portable. I could literally pick this up, take it to my friend's house. You know what I mean? They'll sit next to them on a couch or whatever, and then attempt to beat the brakes off of them, although they probably beat the hell out of me. But I mean, I'd love to see a Street Fighter variant of this. Maybe we'll get one day. I know you guys are probably like, oh my god, there's no Street Fighter in the world. But look, this, Marvel, Turtles, you know what I mean, like NBA Jam, I'm actually kind of digging it, man, and I kind of want to get another one. You know what I mean? Yo, but let me know in the comments, yo. Let me know what you guys think, man. Did you guys get a Countercade? Do you have a bunch of them? Do you think they're overhyped? Do you think they're overpriced? You know what I mean? Let me know below. I personally think if you can get it for $150, go for it. It's a way to get you in the door. It's a way for you to experience an Arcade1Up product if you've never experienced it before. And you can form your own judgments. Like I said, it's the full-size panel. So you're not getting shortchanged. You're not getting robbed of any of the experience. It's literally the full experience, just in a smaller form factor. And with that being said, I feel like jump out the window. What's the worst that's going to happen? It's going to sit on your desk or sit on the stool like my friend is right now. You never know. But anyway, you guys, thank you guys for watching. You know what I'm saying? Make sure you like, share, subscribe. You know what I mean? Share this video with friends. Let's get a conversation going in the comments. I'm MikeOfAllTrades. Thank you guys for watching, and I'm going to go try to get better so I can beat Zohar. Later. Since everybody keeps asking for it, Coming to your home for review from MikeOfAllTrades in 2022, Killer Instinct. What's going on, ladies and gents? It's your boy MikeOfAllTrades, coming at you today with the video that I didn't think about making, and then I kept getting asked for it, my Killer Instinct review. You know what I'm saying? So, for those who don't know, Killer Instinct is an arcade game that came out back in the 90s. I want to say 1994. You know what I mean? Too much fanfare and everything else. A lot of people called it a knockoff of Mortal Kombat. A lot of people called it a Street Fighter clone. A lot of people called it a hybrid. I called it one of the coolest games I ever got to see. The thing about this game for me is, when I was younger, I didn't get to play it. So imagine my surprise. Here we are in 2022. Arcade1Up releases a home version of Killer Instinct. And yo, literally when it came back out in November, literally one of the first people to pre-order it. You know what I mean? I had it pre-ordered. It was ready to go. My $740 was like, yo, here, take that. You know, didn't know anything going into it, just knowing that, yo, I love Killer Instinct 2. And if I got to spend more hands-on time with Killer Instinct 1, maybe Killer Instinct 1 as well. So let's talk about the cabinet a little bit. So the cabinet's about 65 inches tall, 64 inches tall. It's still kind of short to me because I'm like 6'3.5", you know what I mean? But it's a great cabinet, you know what I mean? The side art and the riser artwork, you know what I'm saying? The side art's great, okay? Spinal on the side and everything else. I'm still to this day wishing that they would put freaking screw cap seals on so you can just completely seal off and it'll be completely black. But that's okay. The riser is just, it's just a riser. It's just black. The rare logo's on the front. There's a little bit of art on the side from the panel, from the artwork, whatever, but it's nothing major where it's just, it's a riser. I mean, it's just a black riser to go along with the cabinet. The marquee, and you'll see the marquee right now on camera, it looks really washed out, and the blacks aren't as black as they should be. Hopefully in the Pro Series cabinet, the blacks will be better. It even said that's one of the perks is an improved marquee. You know, kind of grinds your gears when you hear it a little bit like, oh, well, I just spent $700. Yo, can I get a good marquee? But there are options. Retro 730, arcade graphics. There are places you can get a marquee and fix that yourself if you really want to. Now, let's talk about the J panel. Now, originally, before this thing came out, John D put up a post on Twitter and was like, yo, shout out to Retro Ralph and Console Kits for letting us know about the changing the panel, and we're going to fix it so it's more flush and everything else, right? You can tell that they didn't cut out, because this was still a legacy cabinet, like one of the Mortal Kombat or whatever else, because there is a gap in the J panel. There's a legitimate gap in the J panel. Like, I can stick my whole finger in there, okay? You know what I'm saying? And, you know, it is what it is. It's a minor gripe. I don't look at my J panel like that, so it's nothing where I'm going to, like, lose sleep about it. But, you know, it's a thing. Speaking of the control panel, it's not flush. It's not flush like it should be. Okay, and maybe it's because I don't have my deck protector, but we'll talk about that a little later. But I've had other people tell me that, you know, it's not flush. Like, it's almost still like the Mortal Kombat marquee, Mortal Kombat Legacy edition, where they had that lip and it was really uncomfortable to sit your arm on, your hand on. And I didn't notice it until I really started playing. And yeah, this was a little swollen up, but, you know, it is what it is. The button quality and the stick quality, however, are a hell of a lot better than where they came from in Wave 1. The Wave 1 Street Fighter buttons, and hell, even the buttons in Arcade1Up Big Blue, they are trash. Let's be real, they're trash. But the button quality and the stick quality inside of Killer Instinct, they're way better. Are they the best? No. By all means, no. But they're good enough to get the job done. You know what I mean? If you still want to swap out your sticks, still want to swap out your buttons, that's always an option. You can completely do that. I'm pretty sure Bobby Vu's got something in the pipeline for a Killer Instinct panel. Yo, Bobby, yo, holla at your boy. You already know what it is. The buttons are great. The buttons are way better, so they're great. The sticks are better. And I'm pretty sure there's a 49-way gate in there. I didn't take the panel off. That's my fault. But yo, these gates are usually what you get in your Street Fighters, and, you know what I'm saying, square gates, what you get in your Street Fighters, your Mortal Kombats, and then you usually get octagonal gates. You get these in like your Simpsons and your Turtles. And I think besides Defender, I don't even know if the Defender one had. I'd have to ask Papa Brad about that, but I know NBA Jam had a 49-way gate in it. a restrictor gate. And I'm pretty sure that's what's in the Killer Instinct as well, as a 49-way gate. You know what I'm saying? The speaker sound, it's hit or miss, all right? It depends on the game. Most of the time, I keep the speakers at 9. Literally, I keep the speakers at 9. For me, 9 is the sweet spot. I know that Twisted Chris put a video out when he did his review, talked about you can get those like $18 speakers from Amazon, and they really wham, and they make a hell of a difference. And that's definitely an option if you want to improve it. But if you don't want to really put more money into it, leaving it at 9 is perfect. You know, you don't get the high end, it doesn't sound tinny or whatever else like that. You know what I mean? It sounds really good for it. The UI, it's clean. You know, you turn it on, and your games are listed. You see Killer Instinct 1, so Killer Instinct 2, Battletoads, and then you see bonus games, which is pretty much the Nintendo and Sega Genesis versions of Battletoads, right? You know what I'm saying? One of the things that, you know what I'm saying, that's cool about it is that you can turn on scan lines. Like my cabinet, I don't know if you see it right now, but my cabinet has on the scan line CRT filter. And it gives it like that old, like retro feeling, you know. I'm not really a huge scanline person, but the scan lines do make a difference. You know, it makes me feel like I'm in this dark, like, arcade hall, you know what I mean? Where like people are smoking cigarettes and they done spilled Mountain Dew on the floors and the floors feel sticky. So the scan lines are great for that, you know. There are other options in there. You can do favorite lists now. So your favorite people like Travis MCP. Yo, shout out to the homie. Yo, he's on my favorites list. And you can match up with those people and choose them. It's not really a friends list, but you know, you can make it so that only your favorites can see you, only you're visible online by everybody, or you can just be offline at all. You know what I'm saying? And not be seen. And the reason I mention that is because online play kind of doesn't matter at this point in time. There's a bug going around that is constantly wiping the scores and win-loss records of online play currently. I know Code Mystics is working on it. I know somebody who's in the beta program, and they've got the beta, so shout out to them. And pretty much what they're trying to fix is your score gets wiped, and you basically need to get back up to your old score before your scores start registering online. So if you're like a shark, like you're like Killer Arcade games or something like that, and let's say you got to like 43 wins, I think CAG is like 43 or probably more than that or whatever, right? And you get up there and your scores get wiped, you have to get back up to 43 before your online scores start registering again. That's a problem. You know what I mean? We're gonna talk about it real quick because it came up. Let's talk about Spectator Gate. Right? Which shouldn't really even be a thing. You know what I mean? Initially, when we brought it up, it was a big thing, whatever. There's workarounds around it or whatever else, but the lack of spectator mode, for everybody who's saying it's not a big deal, go back and look at Akuma Rev's channel and watch the Marvel vs. Capcom Championships. And watch how many people were sitting there spectating off their cabinets and seeing the feed live. That's all I'm saying about that. You know what I mean? For me, like, you know what I'm saying, when it comes to my cabinet, I was missing a deck protector. And so I haven't been able to play it as much as I want to, because please believe I would be on there playing Killer Instinct 2 all day, every day. Going back and forth with this guy, Anthony, from Arcade1Up, back and forth. At first they told me, you know, they would send me a deck protector because it was missing. I had to like take a picture and scan in my serial number and all this other stuff. Like, it's completely different. The last time I had to actually contact Arcade1Up was when my monitor came out of the box not working for Marvel Superhero. So it's been that long. You know what I mean? And I had to scan a barcode, and I had to send a picture in and do all that. And then he's like, yo, we'll send a deck protector. And I said, yo, am I able to play this thing while I'm waiting for the deck protector? And initially he was like, no, because if you ruin it, you know what I'm saying? He's like, no, because you don't want to ruin the artwork. I said, well, the artwork is ruined. Can you send me another one? And he's like, no, we can't do that. We can't send you a new panel, etc., etc. Right? And I said, okay, cool. I just want to know for clarification. So before I put in this review video, and literally, as soon as I said that, this was the response. It was, we're sorry to hear that you're having problems. As you know, with everything back in the world, things are backed up and we can't ship the things out. So we're going to send out a deck protector for you as soon as possible. Also, if your control deck gets damaged, in any way, shape, or form, we will also replace your control deck, but please be aware that that also will take time because of the ongoing pandemic. As a consolation for you waiting so long, we're going to send you 3 Pac-Man Arcade1Up 10 signs. They're wall hangs, and they're good for decorations in your game room. I'm saying, I hope this helps. So he sent it. You guys saw my short, you know what I mean? If you didn't see my short, yeah, they sent 4. So I thankfully didn't have the PCB issue like OTG had, or the power issue like him and How the Bachelor had, you know what I mean? I think How the Bachelor had a power issue, you know what I'm saying? Thankfully mine didn't come like that, you know? So the Arcade1Up people, you know what I'm saying, they shined on me. But a missing deck protector is kind of thing. And I think maybe if the deck protector, when I'm resting my hand, maybe that was supposed to be part of the thing that helped to level the deck off a little bit more. I'm not sure. I can't speak to that. I don't have a deck protector, so I don't know. Online match play. I played some online matches, all Wi-Fi, you know, all Wi-Fi, because I don't remember if there's an Ethernet port on the back of it or not, you know what I'm saying? But I played all Wi-Fi, and I played people from various areas and whatever else. Again, this is all before my freaking scores got wiped, okay? And because I was a victim of that, I did get my scores wiped. And the last matches I played, like, I literally played with Travis, and they were buttery smooth. No lag, no delay, etc., etc. It was good. The online play was awesome. You know what's not awesome? Battletoads. Why is Battletoads on this cabinet? I understand that it's owned by Rare. I understand that Microsoft was like, yo, throw this on there too, because, you know, we just put Battletoads out for the Xbox Series and Xbox One and PC. So, yo, make sure you put Battletoads on there. I genuinely would have rather just had Killer Instinct 1 and 2. Battletoads Arcade is cool, you know, whatever, it's a beat 'em up. If you got Rare Replay, you have access to it, etc., right? Battletoads Arcade, fine. But why are we putting the NES and Genesis version of Battletoads on there? Although I will say, playing the NES version of Battletoads, if you hit the coin button, the coin button, the start button for that ROM, like, it literally pauses the game, and you get that nice. The same can be said for the Sega Genesis version. Yo, but that's the video. What do I think about spending $700 on this? For me, it's great. To even get Killer Instinct running on an Arcade1Up PCB, it's amazing to me. I'm mind blown that they even got that game running. There's a couple hiccups or whatever, a couple of stutters and frame issues. Like, you can see it, you know what I mean? But for the most part, it runs flawlessly. Legitimately, the game runs flawlessly. But I can give that a hard recommend. I can genuinely give Killer Instinct a hard recommend. Some of you might be waiting for the Pro Series. I feel you on that. I also am waiting for the Pro Series. But if you want to get your records up, if you want to get some practice in, you know, if you want to come and swim with the Sharks because of online lobbies, they do have players playing at all times for the most part, which is surprising. If you want to get busy, pick up Killer Instinct. I'm MikeOfAllTrades. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll catch you on the next one. Later. You know what? I'm getting real sick of you. You're costing me wins in tournaments, and I can't perform inputs. Something's got to change. Wait. Hello?
Clean like a mother, yeah. To die for, Arcade1Up. Mo, acknowledge Mo.
What's going on, ladies? It's just your boy, MikeOfAllTrades, coming to you today, talking about what you saw. That good Bobby Vu special. That To Die For mod special. You know what I mean? So, you might be saying to yourself, yo, Mo, you're pretty decent at fighting games, bro. Why do you need a new panel, right? Well, see this thing right here? Big Blue, right? Y'all have it. If you don't have it, y'all know how the stick is. I don't think I need to say more. I sent Bobby Vu my panel, the Big Blue panel, right? I sent it off to him. You know what I mean? The process is like really slim, like really slim. Like, it's really minimal. You really pretty much have to do nothing. You send him the panel. You know what I mean? So that way he can get the internals, get the encoder board, get the switches and whatnot for your panel. You order your buttons and your sticks. You know what I'm saying? You choose what kind of artwork that you want on it. For me, I'm an E-Honda guy. Yes, I use a lot of Shoto, but I love E-Honda. So this is the panel that I chose. I chose E-Honda. You know what I mean? I chose the one-player mode option. And then, you know, my art's down there. My logo and everything else, right? You know what I mean? And Encore does all the work. So shout outs to him too. You know what I mean? The artwork and stuff. The one player panel like I have right here, this is a $300 panel. So these aren't cheap. You know? And then the 2-player like Twisted Chris has is $350. These are I chose IL sticks, and I chose IL like Suzo hat buttons. So it's great. You know, holding this thing, just holding it, it feels quality. You know what I mean? Like, it's hard for me to convey just how good this is. You know what I mean? This is something that I genuinely say that you have to feel. You know, compared to the big blue panel, it's literally night and day. Literally night and day. Even to my favorite TE2 stick, and there'll be footage of all this on the screen so you guys can see comparisons and whatnot. But you know what I mean? Like, it's night and day. When you receive your panel from Bobby Vu, it comes packaged like a mofo. Like, I thought there was a baby in the package. It's protected, it's shielded, like weather guarded. My box came a little banged up. Oh my gosh, yo, look at this. Oh, it's my name. Oh my gosh, yo, look at it. I'm cheesing right now because USPS, you know what I'm saying? Yo, that 2-day priority. They don't care if you put fragile on the box. They do their thing. But Bobby Vu did his darndest to make sure that thing came out immaculate when I got it, right? And Bobby, he also like keeps you very involved in every step of your panel because it's custom work. You're paying a premium price, so he wants you to know that, hey, this is what he's doing. He's not sitting on his laurels. This isn't cookie cutter stuff. When you get the panel, you have to install some vinyl on the sides to protect the sides so that the panel slides in cleanly. It's so freaking easy to install. Honestly, you just loosen up the 2 front screws on each side, connect the wires, pop it in, and then boom. Now, it fits like a glove. Literally, it's so snug. You know, it doesn't move. You use the existing screws, so you don't have to worry about that. You don't have to worry about going and get new hardware or anything else like that. Literally, it's just cut the vinyl. You don't have to use a razor. Robbie said use a razor so it's clean. I'm pretty ghetto, so I use a paring knife. But you do it. You connect the wires up. The bang, it comes to life. No questions asked. Now, the turnaround time for me, I think I was without my panel for about a month, right? You know what I mean? But again, it's custom. It didn't bother me that much. I have a Marvel vs. Capcom, so I was able to just participate in tournaments and whatever else and use that. If you don't have another fighting cabinet, that might be an issue from you, or you could just, you know, hang out on the sideline and chill, whatever else. But it literally, this thing right here, it's so worth it. And you can choose any kind of artwork you wanted to. Like, I chose CE because I love CE, you know, and I want it blue. And then you got your logo in there. It's custom. It's a 1-in-1. So it's me. It's me through and through. And when I tell y'all that I felt the difference when I played that thing, I can't even tell you. I'm going to let you see it yourself. Fast. Look, it is E-Honda stage, right? So look. Up, down, left, right. Live button works. You know what I mean? Look, and that's effortlessly, chat. That's effortlessly, you guys. Look at that. Look, effortlessly. Look at that. Like, that's crazy. You know what I mean? The real question is, can we get some DPs off of this piece? Look at that. Oh, let's get it. Yeet. Come get this work. Oh, look at that. We can anti-air now. Let's go. But yeah, like, it's so much night and day. Legitimately, I'm sitting here contemplating replacing all of those back there. I even did a short and said that because I was dead serious. Bobby's a stand-up dude. Literally, every bit of information that you want, he gives you. But hey, we can't end the video without an image montage of the process. But that's the video. I mean, thank you guys for hanging out. You know what I'm saying? Appreciate you just sticking around. If you haven't gotten the Bobby View panel and you want to get on the list, Bobby's information will be listed below so you can get a hold of him. Get on the list ASAP. So if you need your Big Blue fixed, you need a good panel, sign up for Bobby View. And hell, John D's got one. So it's got to be good, right? That's it for me. Thank you guys for watching. Like, share, subscribe, all that stuff. And I'll see you in the next one. Later.
Clean like a mother, yeah. To die for, Arcade1Up. Mo, acknowledge Mo.
I get to play Nintendo Switch on my Marvel vs. Capcom cabinet. And you can too. Here's how. What's up, ladies and gents? It's your boy MikeOfAllTrades, coming to you today with a product review for IntecGaming's Arcade1Up panel. Now, it's a control panel, you know, buttons, sticks, and et cetera, right? Now, you know what I'm saying? Normally when you do mods, you don't expect things to work out of the box just as they're intended. Or do you? Usually you have to do a bunch of workarounds and all this other nonsense, but with the IntecGaming panel, yeah, you don't deal with any of that. So, first off, let's be transparent and be clear about this. IntecGaming did send this to me for purpose of review, but it's mine, so I can say whatever the hell I want to say about it. You know, that being said, we're going to talk about the highs and lows, the good and the bad of it. So, it came in a box, right? It came in a nice snug box. Snug as a bug on a rug. Recyclable, so there's that, you know. It did have styrofoam, so it's not eco-friendly, but it is what it is, you know what I mean? Inside the box, you have the panel. You have the instruction guide with stickers for you to label your buttons for those people who might not know which buttons do what. There's a bunch of different artwork selections, and then you have the panel itself. The panel itself is very heavy. When these panels first came out, back when Wave 1 was coming out, they were only designed to work on Wave 1 cabinets and Wave and maybe a Wave 2 once in a while. But now, as you guys can see, I'm running this on Marvel vs. Capcom. Marvel vs. Capcom is technically a Wave 3 cabinet. Technically, right? So it's got the little itty bitty titty committee ribbon cable. But you're able to use it, but you notice that the marquee's not lit up, right? And that's because there's no place on the board for you to power the marquee. For me, that's not that big of a deal. If you were using a Wave 1 cabinet anyway for this mod, you didn't have a lit up marquee anyway, unless you modded that to be lit up. So I'm alright with that. It uses Sanwa clones. So the buttons are Sanwa clones, the sticks are Sanwa clones, but they're really good freaking clones, right? Nothing taking that away from it all. So when I first got it and I first opened it up, I saw only one ball top, which it comes with ball tops and whatnot. I didn't see any dust covers. You have to make sure that you look in the styrofoam for your ball tops and your dust covers, because I was like, originally, you know, it came with two black ones. If you look behind me, there's a blue one on there because I didn't see the other one. And so I went digging for it, but I got it and it's all good. Installation, it's fairly easy. It's not difficult. It takes about maybe 15 minutes to do, you know. It actually takes longer to put the stickers on the buttons than it does probably for installation. Honestly, you're taking off your old PCB, you're disconnecting it. They tell you in the directions to be sure that you don't short out your monitor and match it up with the red dot that's on the board. Now, the red dot is for older boards. The newer boards, they use white dots. So match the white dot up with the red dot on the board and you'll be fine. Which it does come with the board. It comes with the board. It comes with an HDMI cable, you know, for you to connect the things. Now, it took me a little longer to take the PCB off of my Marvel vs. Capcom, which is still connected because the wireless thing is connected or whatever else, right? But it took a long time for me to disconnect the wire and things because the screws were stripped on my PCB board. Whoever did that at Arcade1Up, thank you. But after getting the strip screws off or whatever else, it's literally just make the connections, plug it in, and boom. So you connect it. And then you have to connect your Nintendo Switch. Now, I would recommend using an extra dock if you have one, or if you're going to buy a Nintendo Switch specifically for this, you can do that as well, an extra Switch. Like, I have a Switch OLED. I would probably, honestly, buy an extra Switch and just leave it in there, and so I can use my OLED for my content creation thing or my streaming thing. You know, twitch.tv/MikeOfAllTrades, or here on YouTube at MoPlays. Shameless plug. So you have to sync the panel up, and that's the worst part of this whole experience, is connecting the panel via Bluetooth to your Nintendo Switch. Now, again, the PCB connects to the Nintendo Switch. However, the panel connects via Bluetooth. So if you want to play, you need to connect it. I had to take my Switch out of the dock, turn it on, sync up the controllers, hit the sync button on there. So the sync button, you guys can't see it. It's the first of the 5 little buttons. And you hold it down, you finally get to sync. You have to pair the controller, same way you compare any brand new controller or whatever else, right? But once you do it, you're golden. It plays. I played Ultra Street Fighter 2 like it's showing right now. I played Smash Brothers. I played King of Fighters. I played BlazBlue Cross Tag Battle. I even played Mario Kart. For the lulz, I played Mario Kart, you know. And it all responded beautifully. I'm going to play a little bit of footage so you guys can see it in action.
can't escape from crossing fate. Fight! No issues. Foolish. Damage confirmed.
I got this.
Counter. Marvelous. No issues. Foolish. Attack deflected. Attack deflected. Slasher rotated. Damage confirmed. Marvelous. I won't give up.
Over to you.
Counter. Counter. Counter.
You got Spike. You ready for this? Let's go. Get Spike. Go. You see this? You're done.
So one of the other things that I noticed about this was that when you turn it off, you can't power the system back on. So you're going to need an external cable, like, you know what I'm saying? You need the external controller, like your Joy-Cons or my controller with the kitty paws, right? You're going to need one of those to power the switch on at every time. So I'll show you right now, right? So if we hit the home button, we go to turn it off, right? You put in the sleep mode. And mine is in sleep mode where if you hit a button, it should wake up, okay? So you see it says no signal or everything else, right? So now I'm going to hold the home button, which is the center button. I'm holding the home button to turn it on. You see it's looking, nothing. Now I'm going to press the home button on my controller. As you can see, my controller is looking, and it found it automatically, right? And there you go. It's back on. You can hit the A button on your panels and whatever else. Now, this is an oversight because you have to literally go into the controllers every time and then change the grip order, which, you know, for some people, it's kind of it's annoying a little bit, you know, whatever. But hitting the L and R, it's not a big deal, you know what I mean? And you can keep going. That's kind of what it is. Nothing too major, you know what I mean? It's not a big deal. But that's something you want to keep in mind. So always make sure you got a pair of Joy-Cons or a Pro Controller on hand. But again, easy as that. Easy as that to just turn on whatever else. The panel doesn't fit flush. It doesn't fit flush, okay? Just like in the Wave 1 problems, you know what I'm saying? Like there was a gap in the panel. So it's about an inch. It's not really noticeable from sight, but you can stick your hand in there. Not a deal breaker. Not a big deal to me. You know, it's nothing I'm going to lose sleep over. You know what I mean? So it's powered by the ribbon cable, so you never have to worry about charging this panel up or anything of that nature. And it's good. If you have a Wave 1 cabinet or a Wave 2 cabinet that you want to repurpose and you want to breathe some new life into, I can highly recommend the IntecGaming panel. Right now it's going on Amazon for I think $129, $119, $129. I think it's actually on sale right now for $119. So definitely, I'll leave a link in the description for you to pick it up. No, I don't get a commission on it. I wish. But again, it's something dope that I wanted you guys to check out and see and whatever else. But what do you guys think? Did you pick up a panel? Do you already have one? If you have one, do you already enjoy it? Are you thinking about getting it? Let me know in the comment section. Thank you guys for watching. I'm MikeOfAllTrades. Like, share, subscribe, and all that jazz. And I'll catch you on the next one. After waiting over a year to pull the trigger, was it worth me spending the $299 on the Capcom Legacy cabinet? Let's talk about it. What's going on, ladies? It's your boy MikeOfAllTrades. If you're new to the channel, you know we do a lot of home arcade and tech stuff over here, so make sure you hit that subscribe button and turn on those notifications. But with now the shillings out of the way, let's get into it. So, for those who don't know, QVC last week at the time of recording this put up a big sale on the website for the Defender Partycade, right? And while Defender Partycades are nice, I decided let me go on there and see what else is on sale. You know, there were Countercades, etc. But lo and behold, I saw the Capcom Legacy cabinet on sale for $298. Now, I was sitting here on the fence and I was like, okay, you know, whatever. You read the reviews and it's like, oh, it's just the thing with no monitor or no riser and no little marquee and whatnot. But to my surprise, I got the bundle with the lighted marquee and the riser. So it was advertised as it stated on the website. The price was great. $298 for 12 games. That's like what, $25 a game, you know, whatever else, right? And that BOE monitor, yeah, definitely made it worth it for me. Assembling the arcade was, you know, your standard Arcade1Up build. If you can put together IKEA furniture or whatnot, you can definitely handle putting this together. It took about, you know, 45 minutes. Probably if this is your first time doing it, probably take you about an hour and a half to use instructions, but we're not using instructions around here, am I right? The art on the cabinet is beautiful. You know, it has that classic yellow trim from the original Street Fighter 2, the side art. Everything about it, it pops. You know what I mean? They tried with the Legacy editions of these cabinets. These were before the current models you see right now, your MK30, it's your Bandai Namco Legacy. So these didn't have coin doors, but instead they were putting on stickers. And you know, it's a sticker, you know. It is what it is. Speaking of Legacy style things, it also comes with a riser. Now, y'all know how I feel about risers. But again, this came out a year ago. So risers are going to be par for the course in the future. You know, it is what it is. Just something with the Legacy, it just seems shorter than all the other cabinets. And I don't know, and even Marvel vs. Capcom, and that's probably, it doesn't have an extender or anything else like that. I think these cabinets were designed to honestly make people sit at stools, and maybe for Arcade1Up to sell stools. I don't know. Don't quote me on that, right? The marquee, that marquee though, mwah, like chef's kiss, yo. It's gorgeous, you know. Looking at it lit up, it's great. When you turn it on and it lights up, you don't really see a lot of like bleeding or anything like that. And it's nice and bright. The speakers that it comes with are the same standard speakers we've been getting since Gen 3. The two little, what are they, 3-inch speakers or something like that. But they're loud, you know. They're full of bass. There's no speaker issues or noise issues or anything like that. The control panel. That might be where we see some of issue. So it's a control panel, right? And this is where you start to see the Legacy model is a little bit smaller than regular size cabinets. Now, it's your standard Arcade1Up 6-button, not the greatest quality buttons and sticks, but you know, and if I'm showing it on screen right now, I'm pretty sure I'm showing the difference between the big blue stock panel and the Marvel vs. Capcom stock panel, which is odd because the Marvel vs. Capcom cabinet came out before the Capcom Legacy, if I remember correctly. And it's different. It's a night and day feeling. I do like how they switch the dark blue buttons up, like to like that dark Pepsi blue, you know, like it used to be back in the day. You know, keep that going in the future for future Street Fighter releases. Hopefully the new Capcom Legacy has that on it. The monitor, that BOE monitor, that good, vibrant, bright monitor that everybody's been screaming for, is present here in this cabinet. And it's the main reason why I bought this cabinet. You know, just in case they can't get stock of BOE monitors for the future, I have one, and it's great. It's always been good. You know, it's vibrant, it's crisp, it's bright, it's everything that you want out of a monitor. Now, when you boot up your cabinet for the first time, you know, there's no Wi-Fi, so you don't have to worry about going online or updating or anything else like that. And you get your 12 games. You know, your 12 games are right there in your face. You get Street Fighter, Street Fighter 2, Street Fighter 2 Championship Edition, Street Fighter 2 Hyper Fighting, Super Street Fighter 2, Super Street Fighter 2 Turbo, Commando, Final Fight, Darkstalkers, Strider, Ghosts and Goblins, and 1944 The Loot Master, right? It's not a bad lineup, you know, especially for some of the games, like, and if you weren't able to get them, like a lot of people didn't get Final Fight cabs, you know, and Final Fight had 4 of the games that were on here, you know, Ghosts and Goblins, Loot Master, Darkstalkers, not Darkstalkers, Strider, and Final Fight, you know, and this is a good way for you to get in. Reason number 2 I got that cabinet was because of being able to play Final Fight. And yes, we know that the Capcom Legacy is coming with Final Fight, but right now it's not available. So we're going with what we got, right? Speaking of the UI, it's clean. Like I said, it's checkered. You know, if you wait there, it'll go into an attract mode if you wait for long enough, and it'll go through the various games, select various games. Once you get inside of a game, you click a game, and if you want to escape, it's not like how it used to be on other ones, like on Marvel or Pac-Man or anything like that. if you want to escape out of here, you have to hit both the player 1 and player 2 buttons to pull up the menu and then put quit. It's the same thing with the MK Countercade. I did a review on that if you guys missed it. It's right there. And I'm halfway with one, half with the other. For new users, they're probably like, oh good, just press 2 buttons, go down, select quit, and it's good. I think for people who are used to using the Arcade1Up systems, especially now with the live button where you can just tap 1 button and get out, it might be a little cumbersome to get out of the games and whatnot, but that's okay. The viewing angles on the cabinet, right? This is my gripe. This is my main issue with this cabinet. And I knew this going into it, so I'm not going to complain about it because there's no point. I'm 6'3 and a half, almost 6'4. And so this cabinet's really not designed for you to stand up at, you know. It's pretty much a sit-down cab. Even on a riser, it's a sit-down cab. This riser was, you can tell that this cabinet was designed to sell stools. Legitimately. And I think that's why the other bundle came with the stool, so that you could sit in the stool and play it. You know, like some of the cabinets behind me, like Killer Instinct, Marvel's Capcom, you don't need a stool. You know what I mean? Because if you're over 6 feet tall and you can still see, it's completely fine. But with the Legacy line, especially with the Capcom Legacy, yeah, you have to sit down. It's a sit-down cabinet. No ways around that, right? But let's go ahead and let's take a look at some gameplay real quick, and then I'll share my final thoughts.
Round 1. Perfect. Round 1, fight! Hadouken! 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 You win. Round 1, fight.
So in post, I noticed that the game audio for Final Fight 1944, The Loot Master, and Super Street Fighter 2 Turbo was lost. I don't know what happened. It's not there, but you guys can still see the gameplay, so it's all good.
Japan. Round one. Go to Tetris.
Did I say Final Fight? I meant to say Strider. So, yeah, there's a lot of audio missing from Strider. But again, you guys can see the gameplay and everything else. So, enjoy it. All right, so after hearing all that, do I regret spending $299? Hell no. For $299 or $298, I'm sorry, it's a great deal. I got in the door at a great price. If I wanted to, I could convert my Marvel vs. Capcom back and switch Capcom Legacy over and put the Bobby Blue special in it if I really wanted to. I got a monitor, so you know there's a bonus on that. And then honestly, I just love the Street Fighter 2 cabinet. I do. I love the Street Fighter 2 art style and things of that nature. So the Capcom Legacy for $298, it's a deal. It's still available at the time of recording. I'll have the link for the website in the description if you guys want to go get on and buy it outright or get your flex pay on or whatever you want to do. You know what I mean? But for the monitor, for the games list with the PCB, yeah, like it's definitely worth $298, and that's something I would definitely take a look at. What do you guys think? Did you pick it up? You know, do you already have it? Are you thinking about getting it? Let me know in the comments below. I'm MikeOfAllTrades. Thank you guys for watching. Like, share, subscribe to the channel as we make our way to 3K. That's really weird. By the way, thank everybody for 2K, 2,000 subs. I appreciate you all and being here on the journey. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll catch you on the next one. Later. Arcade1Up has released the Capcom Legacy Street Fighter Yoga Flame Edition. But is it worth your hard-earned money? Did you get a big blue and should you stick to it? Let's talk about it. What's going on, ladies and gents? It's your boy MikeOfAllTrades, and welcome to the channel. Today we're going to review that beautiful thing back there, the Arcade1Up Capcom Legacy Street Fighter Yoga Flame Edition, right? So, for those of you who don't know, this Capcom cabinet, brought to you by Capcom and Arcade1Up, you know, together, you know, is it's kind of a big blue, but it's not. You know what I mean? There's 14 games on it. You've got Super Street Fighter 2 Turbo, Super Street Fighter Hyper Fighting, Super Street Fighter 2 Championship Edition. I think I said Super Street Fighter 2 Turbo. I did already. Yes, okay. Street Fighter 2 Championship Edition, King of Dragons, Strider, Pro Gear, Battle Circuit, Super Puzzle Fighter 2 Turbo, Saturday Night Slam Masters, Capcom Sports Club, Giga Wing, Armored Warriors, Captain Commando, and Final Fight. All these games are online. You can play them online with your friends. You can play them with people who already have Big Blue. So your Super Street Fighter 2 Turbos, your Hyper Fightings, your Super Street Fighter, your CEs. There's a lot of turbos in this Capcom name. Did you ever notice that? Your Puzzle Fighters, your Saturday Night Slam Masters, and your Capcom Sports Clubs are all backwards compatible or cross compatible with Big Blue. Now, when I say cross compatible, that means if you already own a Big Blue, or if somebody you know owns a Big Blue, you can play with those individuals. This came out at $4.99, you know what I mean, with online play. So that's a refreshing thing. You know, and one of the things I'd like to point out is that the Arcade1Up cabinets are starting to come down in price. You know, MK30th was $4.99. This was $4.99. The Shinku Hadoken version of this is $4.99. All Legacy cabinets have been coming out at $4.99, and I know that they said it's a Legacy line and that's where it's supposed to be at, but you know, with cabinets like Marvel vs. Capcom 2 and Blitz coming out at $5.99, I think that things are starting to finally get back to normal, right? This cabinet came packed very, very well, you know, snug as a bug on a rug. Like, it was kind of hard to get it out and whatever else, right? But it was cool, you know. One of the things that I enjoy about this cabinet, and one of the things, and the main reason why I picked it up, was because of the side art. So this side art is done by Udon Comics. So if you guys don't know who Udon Comics are, they're the ones that do the Street Fighter comic series. You You know, they did the artwork on the Street Fighter 15th fight stick and those controllers back in the day and whatnot. And the artwork, it just looks so good. Like, you don't understand. Like, I chose Yoga Flame over Shinku Hadoken because Yoga Flame has Sagat and E Honda. And if y'all know me, y'all know I love me some Honda, right? And just the sprite, just the animations and stuff that they show on the side, you know, the details of the facial features, whether it be Chun-Li or Dalsum or Guile or Ryu or even Blanca, you know, like, it looks really good and it pops, you know what I mean? Like, somebody looks at it and it just pops. It's a centerpiece in your room, you know, and it's beautiful. The marquee, has the same kind of marquee with the Big Blue. So if you wanted to, you could slide it a little bit, you know. And the good thing about that is like, for somebody who's doing custom stuff, you can literally just have them make a different one if you want to convert this easily and whatnot. And the marquee looks really good. I mean, it looks really freaking good. And hopefully going forward, you continue this style of marquee because it's great, you know. The monitor. Let's talk about the monitor. It is a BOE monitor. Absolutely a BOE monitor. It looks good from all angles. It looks good from all sides. It's crisp, and, you know, hopefully the BOE continues in the future. I know that Mortal Kombat fans got screwed by the TN monitor and whatnot, but that's because it's not double lit and whatever else. But this does have a BOE monitor, so if monitors are concerned, you don't have to worry about that. The speakers, they're speakers. You know, the sound is it's pretty loud. Sometimes you can't say anything about speakers. Sometimes you have to let the sound speak for itself, you know? The control panel is different. So this is my first version of the new Legacy cabinet. So getting the control panel was different. It's not like the Big Blue. This is the Big Blue panel, right? And it's not like this one. You know, like, you know, it doesn't have the same sticks, probably same buttons. But this panel is actually a little bigger. I know that sounds really weird. Like, this is bigger, but that panel is a lot better. The sticks are a lot tighter. The buttons are still bad, but they're the buttons that were in the Capcom Legacy 1. So they're the darker blue. They're not like this. They're not like the light blue from like Gen 1. You know what I mean? It's on a slant, which that's cool, and you know, it goes into like almost a Midway style panel, or you know. And I'm assuming this is going to be the model going forward because Marvel vs. Capcom 2 is in that same panel, in that same style, you know. And you get pretty much the same space, right? You know. Some of the things that kind of bug me is the big Arcade1Up logo on the front of the panel. You know what I mean? Like, it's Arcade1Up. Yeah, we know that. Like I said, sticks feel a lot better. These are probably some of the best sticks that I've felt. And I said the same thing about Marvel vs. Capcom 2. If you guys didn't see me talk about Marvel vs. Capcom 2 Arcade1Up from Vegas and Evo, you guys can watch that video right there. But, you know, the buttons are the buttons. You know, sticks feel good, so they're functional, they're playable. It's playable in my Kong's Reservoir, man. Shout out to B. And, you know, the slant, it works. I like the slant. A lot of people don't like the slant, but the slant's classic. You know, if you go out and you see a cabinet in the wild, fighting a cabinet, it's on a slant. A lot of cabinets are on a slant, your NBA jams or whatever else. So yeah, the buttons, again, people are probably going to swap them out. I don't have a problem with it. Buttons are fine. You know, they're just buttons. You know. Speaking of the style, let's talk about the new shape. Now, it's kind of a weird like hybrid thing they're doing. It's kind of like a Midway cabinet, but it's kind of not. You know what I mean? Like, there's these side plates on the side of it, and you know, whatever else. It's cool. It looks. It's my only gripe is that it covers up some of that side art that I love so much. You know, but it feels good. You know what I mean? And it's a detractor, but again, people could probably, you can't reskin it because it's custom work. But you know, maybe throw a Capcom logo on it or something. I don't know exactly. You know, the coin door. It comes with a coin door. It's a molded plastic door. It's not a real door. It doesn't function. Doesn't light up. I think that's a missed opportunity. You know, maybe for like another 20 bucks, 25 bucks thrown into the cost. There could have been a way we could have wired that up to a harness and then made that door light up. But, you know, again, maybe that's stuff that they'll do in the future, you know? The feel of the cabinet, it's great. I love everything, honestly, about the cabinet, except for the buttons and except for the riser. Let's talk about the riser. Now, the riser has the Arcade1Up, you know what I'm saying? It's classic riser style where you've got, this one has flames on the side, the back of it's black, and the front of it has the Street Fighter 35th anniversary logo. And that's cool and everything else, right? Anybody who knows me knows that I do not like risers. And I think we're to that point where they've shown that they can ship these products now without risers, with the Golden Tee and the Shaq XL. And I know that these are legacies, but I think it's about time we move away from risers. My personal opinion, what do I know? I talked about it earlier, but there is crossplay with the Big Blue. If you guys look, you know what I'm saying, and I'll probably have footage on the screen right now. It's showing my name, like me being Moat and whatever else, right? But on there, it's MikeOfAllTrades. And it's because if you use the same email, you can't have two accounts. So they're linked, you know what I'm saying, and you can't really, you know, change the name. It's a bug. I've asked about it. They're going to fix it, hopefully this generation. But here's some footage real fast showing you guys how the crossplay works. All right, you guys, let's do a lobby test. So we're going to do a lobby test between the marquee game on the Yoga Flame. This is Yoga Flame, and we're going to see how the connection is on Big Blue. So you guys can see I've only played one match on here online because, well, I've been busy. All right, so no room codes, right? So there's me. Let's go over to Big Blue. God dang it. Are we in the match? All right, so now let's see if it's cross compatible. Let's see if we find a lobby. And look at that. There's myself. I'm gonna beat myself, y'all. And then, so right here, it shows that I'm in. I'm gonna get some volume. I wonder if it syncs up the sound too. Let's find out. Alright, so we'll go Ryu, and it showed me pick over there, right? So now I'm gonna hit start. I wish I had a better way to show this, but hey, you know. Who do we want to punch in the face? We'll use Guile, right? Oh, I need to hit the button. There we go. And it selects at the same time. You guys can see in the corner, it's synced up. So, I'm going to push over here, right? And you guys can hear I'm tapping it and it's showing up. So first off, shout out to the thing being a lot better, right? So if I do trying to do it with one hand, y'all. There's a throw, and it's over there. There's that. All right. So I'm trying to throw a fireball with one hand. There we go. See, we Dragon Punch with one hand. There's a Dragon Punch with one hand, and then the throw. And it's literally, here, let's try this way. Yeah, it's literally simultaneously synced up. Now, again, I'm doing this in a controlled environment. This is in my house, but you guys can see it's crossplay. It works. So yeah, like you guys see, it's seamless. Now again, controlled environment. It's in my house. It's on my internet connection, but you guys saw, you know, it works pretty well. Speaking of seeing things, let's check out a little bit of gameplay from the cabinet and give you my thoughts afterwards.
by the way, people who are complaining about that black box right there, that's arcade perfect. I feel like people should know that because people always complain about that. But that black box was like that in the arcade. I figure people should know that by now. Holy crap! Haha! Yo, suck it, nerd! Impossible! How can I lose to a mere chart? Suck it! Bro, is that Elvis? Hogan.
So, overall impressions, yo, they did a really good job. They did. It's solid. It's nice. Even the wood on the top, you know, the board with the little Arcade1Up advertisement with the serial number, or whatever else, right? It's cool. One of the things that I did remember was my deck protector, and I don't know what it is about Arcade1Up and deck protectors, but yeah, it's cracked. Yo, what is up with the deck protectors? I didn't get one for Killer Instinct. And now I get this together, you know what I'm saying? I get it, and look, it's broke. And it's a clean break, too. Like, I thought that maybe, you know, the deck protectors were split or something. No, it's broken. and instead of me getting more Pac-Man signs, I'm gonna let it rock, right? You know, but $4.99 online, play for everything. You know, you play Captain Commando, Armored Warriors, and Final Fight with your friends. You know, if that's something that you want to do, or just play with randoms, like, yo, is it worth it? Yeah, of course. But should you get this over Big Blue is the real question. I've been answering this question in my comment section for the last 2 months. And I'll say this. If you have Big Blue and you want to play Armored Warriors, Captain Commando, Giga Wing, Final Fight, you know what I mean? If you want to play those titles online, King of Fighters, Dragons, and Strider, and Pro Gear. If you want to play those online, then yes, it is worth it. If you're only interested in playing Street Fighter and Puzzle Fighter and whatnot, and you've got Big Blue, no. Unless you enjoy the artwork. You know, maybe the Shinko Hadouken version is better for you. One of the things that you don't get on this cabinet that you get on Big Blue is the Darkstalker series. So that's something to keep in mind, along with like Echo Fighters and Muscle Buster Duo. So if you don't have a Big Blue and you're weighing getting the Big Blue, if you don't have a care about Darkstalkers, pick up the Yoga Flame. It's faster, the UI is faster. The game list is, in my opinion, a lot better than Big Blue. I'm actually mad that this game list isn't on Big Blue. And it's kind of one of those things where it's like, man, this is where you start sitting like, I wish that Arcade1Up would just sell PCBs separately. You know what I mean? So that way we can just swap it out, throw it in there, etc., etc. For me, it was a get because, again, I love the Udon comic style. So for me, definitely worth it. If I have to choose one, Yoga Flame over Big Blue, I'm going to go with Yoga Flame. Or Shinku Hadouken. I'm going to go with that over Big Blue. You know, there's a reason why these are out now, and the Big Blues are starting to get kind of phased out. You know what I mean? So that's something you want to keep in mind. The games list is different. And let's be real, people have been asking to play Final Fight online forever. They put Captain Commando on the cabinet. You know, the list of games on here genuinely makes me wish that they would start selling PCBs separately. You know. But those are my thoughts. Thank you guys for watching. I'm MikeOfAllTrades. If you haven't done so already, make sure you hit that like button. Subscribe to the channel if you're not for more reviews. And let's have a conversation in the comment section. Did you pick one up? Are you planning to pick one up? Let me know. Thank you guys for watching. I'll catch you on the next one. Later. Arcade1Up has had Marvel Pinball, along with other pinball tables, out for a long time now. And I got one. But is it worth you picking one up? Let's talk about it. What's up, ladies and gents? It's your boy MikeOfAllTrades, and welcome to the channel. Today we're going to be discussing the Zen Pinball, Marvel Pinball for Arcade1Up. So, shout out to Bones Jackson, and I'm blaming Bones for this, of course, because for the last about, I want to say year, he's been telling me and harassing me in the comment section, you need to get a vpin, you need to play pinball, it's addicting, etc., etc. And I never believed that. I was just kind of like, huh. Okay, well, let's see. Now, in my area, I couldn't get an AtGames Legends pinball, but I was able to pick up a Marvel pinball table. So we grabbed that instead. So there's 10 games on here. There's Spider-Man, Civil War, Wolverine, X-Men, Thor, Ghost Rider, Marvel's Women of Power, A-Force, Venom, Fantastic Four, and Fear itself. I got mine for $5.99 when QVC was selling them at $5.99. They've gone way back up now. Some places they're going for almost $800.
I didn't get lucky with the $150 price point like UAG and CT Jason did.
But, you know, I got one. Arcade1Up sells them directly, usually for $7.49, but right now, at the time of the recording this, it's $5.99. The packaging was actually really, like, snug. It's a small package. You know, it's shorter than the actual like Arcade1Up arcades, but it's wider because, you know, the whole thing is in there. It pretty much comes together. The only thing you're really putting together is like the back section of it and the marquee and stuff, and then screwing the legs on. I think it took me about a total of 15 minutes to put together, 20, I want to say, and it was really fast. It came packaged really well. Everything was in separate compartments and things of that nature, so I can't complain. The machine is about 5 feet tall, like 59.5 inches. It's like 3 feet long and 20 inches wide, like 20.5 inches wide, right? And then, you know, the little buttons, the flipper thingies, they're like 35 inches from like the waist, right? Now, the feet and the legs and stuff, they do have like adjustable like legs and stuff at the bottom, like feet, you know. And I have mine turned all the way up in the back just so I can have more of a little bit more of an angle, because, you know, I like angles, geometry and whatnot. But no, seriously, I have it adjusted because I like that taller feel, you know what I mean? Just in the back, not in the front. The side art is dope. I love the side art. Side art was great. One side's dedicated to the Avengers. It's got, you know, it's got Captain America, Iron Man, Captain Marvel, Black Panther's on there, which is kind of odd because he's only like really like in one table. And I think I said Spider-Man, right? And then the other side is X-Men. So you've got your Scott Summers, your Beast, your Wolverines. You've got Jean Grey, you got Storm, and you got Gambit. Which, funny enough, Gambit has a Zen Pinball table last time I checked, but it's not on here. And y'all need to put some respect on Remy LeBeau's name. I'm just saying, right? The marquee is pretty big. It's pretty big, and the light box stuff, you know what I mean, like that's implemented right now in the Capcom Legacy, probably stemmed from this. It's also in big blue and whatever, right? But the marquee looks really good. Again, that thing was that was really the only thing that you really had to assemble for the most part was the back of it, you know. It comes with a DMD screen. Pretty sure that's what that little itty bitty screen is called, a DMD. It's about 7.5 inches long, like diagonally, of course, 7.5 inches long. But the thing is, when you use it, it doesn't show like the full play field, like the whole like screen is used, like part of it's used. It's weird. It does like the weird like letterbox like cinema thing. I don't know. So let me preface that with saying this: mine is still stock. I haven't updated the firmware or anything on it like that, so maybe they fix that in the patch. I don't know. Speaking of the play field, it's a 720p screen. It's a 24-inch screen as well. So I know that sounds like it's kind of small and whatever else, right? Like 24 inches, oh, I got monitors bigger than that. Hell, I'm looking at a 24-inch monitor right now, right? But when you're playing it, you don't really feel it because you're focused on the game. You know, granted, they could have probably put in a 1080p screen. It's funny that the monitors in the Arcade1Ups are like 960, and this one's like a 720. But you know, it is what it is. The speakers. Ooh, them speakers. Yo, listen. If these are the speakers that they're putting in the upcoming like Pro Series cabinets, they are going to be bangers.
So there's no volume. There's volume, but like there's nothing that indicates how to turn it up or down. It's just
those speakers hit different. I wish those were the speakers that they will put in the current cabinets that we got. But, you know, along with speakers, you have to talk about volume control, which you don't see a display of it. You don't see a digital up and down for it. You can hear it, but you don't see it. So you don't know if your volume level's at like 1 or 2 or 10 unless you're counting in your head. And who's going to remember that, you know? But the sound is great, and the speakers, they bang. The control panel is pretty simplistic. You know, there's 2 white buttons on the front. There's your power switch, your volume switch. You've got your launch button, and you've got a plunger, which is dope. And the plunger is actually functional. You know what I mean? So that's pretty cool. Your flipper buttons, I always want to call them side buttons. Your flipper buttons, they exist. And there's like a plastic like disc around the flipper button so that you don't damage the artwork. So I'm glad to see that Arcade1Up thought about that. Also, you have metal trim on the cabinets. And the metal trim, you know, it's prone to fingerprints because, well, it's metal. It is what it is. But easily cleanable. It provides a nice aesthetic feel to the cabinet. Almost provides a premium feel to it. Speaking of metal, the legs are also metal. And I didn't mention that before. The legs are sturdy, they're metal, and helps the overall feel of the machine. Playing the machine, me being a big dude, 6'3", you know what I mean, like, and just messing around with it, like, it feels sturdy. I don't ever feel like I'm gonna break it in half, like I'm the Juggernaut, you know. So shout out to them for that. Now, let's talk about the looks of the tables on here. Because it's 720 screen, you see a lot of jaggies, especially on Thor. Thor has a lot of jagged edges that you notice, you know. And I'm not even talking about like if you're like trying to eye it up like that or something like that. I'm talking about just sitting back playing the game and you notice it. Thor is one of those tables, they just look bad, you know, which kind of it takes away a little bit, you know what I mean, but it's playable. It's playable, right? This thing does have 2 knockers or so, you know, like inside of it, you know, the solenoids, right? And they work in conjunction with the haptic touch feedback flippers that are in here. So I'm sure they're probably encased in something and covered in something. I didn't take the top off to lift up or anything else like that. There's plenty of other people who've done that already. But I know that they're encased. I think if you move them, it might hit a lot harder, but you can feel the feedback when you're hitting the buttons, and you can hear it. It's not as strong as maybe you want it to be. Speaking of it's not as strong as you want it to be, the tilt and the nudge feature. It's there. Doesn't work all the time, but it's there. So enough talking about it. I'm gonna let you guys see some gameplay, and then I'll give you guys my final thoughts and opinions.
Look out! Here comes the Spider-Man!
Violent clash between superheroes and supervillains near an elementary school resulted in a monstrous explosion. The recent call for superhuman registration has reached an all-time high
got
after this
survivors over here.
unspeakable tragedy.
A moment of silence. It was Stanford that changed things for you, wasn't it, Tony? Before that, you went to Washington to lobby against the Superhuman Registration Act.
It was coming anyway. I always thought registration was inevitable, though I did try to delay it. But after Stanford, there was just no stopping it.
Woman to mess with. That cosmic cube is the property of Hydra. No, it mustn't fall into the wrong hands. What in the world just happened?
You destroyed the cosmic cube! In the name of Hydra, I should just finish you now!
Wait, we don't know what's going on. Look around. It seems like New York, but look at all those Soviet signs. When the cosmic cube shattered, did it rewrite reality?
You're right. It is strange. I'll refrain from hurting you for now. Maybe you can be of some use to me until we get out of here.
Over there. Take out that searchlight before we're spotted. Great shot. Let's get moving.
Charles Xavier. We meet in battle once more. Fantastic Four. Here I come! Get out of my way!
Keep it up!
Asgard. Mighty. All save activated. In the name of Odin, the All-Father, may Asgard never fall. Asgard visited. Choose your destiny. Upon your defeat, I will be the mightiest of all who inhabit the Golden Realm. Nay, evil one, never shall you defy the All-Father's rule. Fantastic! Amazing! Vengeance has a name. You can know it as the Ghost Rider. And the show begins!
I've got your back, Johnny.
Destroy. I'm the best there is in what I do. But what I do best isn't very nice. Focus. Catch this. You ain't just making mistakes, brother. Not by a long shot. Awakens. I fear the final prophecy is at hand.
Hail the serpent! Hail the All-Father!
Fear strengthens. So too does my power. Punish and terrify every single living thing you can. Our time is at hand. Go forth in war and say yes. Fear is spreading all over the world. Bucky, no! Man down! Man down!
So overall, I enjoy the machine, the pinball machine. Like, it's my first vpin ever. I played on other virtual pinballs, you know what I'm saying, in arcades and whatever else, but like, this is my first of one that I get to own, and me being a Marvel fan, for me, it's great. I can get past the screen. I just won't play Thor as much, you know what I mean? But for what they've done, you know, it's 5 different languages and local scoring, and that's another thing. It's local scoring. There's no way to online leaderboards or anything else like that. So that's something you guys want to keep in mind if that's something that you want to score chase on or whatever else, right? But you do have the ability to reset your scores locally. So there's that if you want to, you know, want to challenge your kids or challenge friends or whatever else, right? You can play 4 players up to it and everybody take a turn. So that's also cool, you know. Things that I would love to see in the future, maybe a stronger feedback from the haptics, maybe a bigger play field, you know, different types of pinballs. Again, this is still stock. I haven't done the firmware update, and I haven't done anything nefarious to this table. And you know what? I don't think I want to. I don't think I want to put the other packs on it. I enjoy it as is. My favorite tables on the cabinet: Spider-Man, X-Men, Wolverine, and Thor. And Thor is amazing. You know what I mean? Thor is such a good table. You know, you get to choose your battles if you fight Destroyer or Loki or Ymir. Like, you know, like it's great, and I enjoy, like, I don't think there's really any game or any table that I don't play on here. Actually, I take it back. There's one, Ghost Rider. Ghost Rider's a disappointment. Fantastic Four it's pretty mid. Venom is cool. It's all right. I'm disappointed because I'm a Venom dude. I love Eddie Brock, so it's kind of a disappointment with that. Whatever else, right? But you know. Now, I did say I was going to leave the game list stock, but I didn't say that I wasn't thinking about modding it. There's a lot of things that can be changed and modded on this table. This might be something I reach out to other people in the community about. Again, little things like changing out the solenoids or adjusting the position, maybe getting some glass, or maybe trying to do a monitor swap. I've seen a couple videos about swapping out the monitor, so that's something that I'm thinking about. You know what I mean? But the question is, should you buy this or another Arcade1Up table, or should you buy the AtGames Legends Pinball? Now, there's pros and cons of both. You know, the AtGames is a little bit bigger. You know what I mean? You can buy more games if you put on it. You can even buy a Vibs board and you can add your PC to it. So there's that or whatever else, right? But if you want a good stock experience just out of the box with games that you're going to be entertained with, I'm going to go with the Marvel Pinball. Or the Star Wars Pinball. Haven't touched the Attack from Mars Pinball, so I can't speak about that, right? Legends Pinball, if you can get it on sale, maybe. But we're talking about today about the Marvel Pinball, and I enjoy it. So that's something to keep in mind. For the price point, if you can get it at $5.99, definitely. Right now, it is on sale for $5.99. So if you're interested, definitely think about picking it up. Go forward with that. And those are just my thoughts, my opinions. What do you guys think? Do you guys have the cabinet? Pinball machine, not a cabinet mode. You have the pinball machine? Have you been playing it? What are your guys' thoughts about it? Let me know in the comments below. Do you think I wasted money? Do you think I should get something else? Let me know all that. I appreciate all the feedback. If you made this far, thank you guys for watching. Make sure to like, share, subscribe to the video, and subscribe to the channel while you're watching the video. Oh my gosh, it's Thursday, y'all. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll catch you on the next one. Later. I feel like I need to say some things, and we need to talk about them. Welcome to the Marvel vs. Capcom 2 review. What up, ladies and gents? It's your boy MikeOfAllTrades, and we're going to talk about this thing right here, the Arcade1Up Marvel vs. Capcom 2 cabinet. We're going to go through these positives, we're going to go through all the negatives, and I'm just going to share my overall thoughts and opinions. First off, if you guys like what you see, make sure you smash that like button, subscribe to the channel if you're not, and you'll turn on those notifications. Now that we've got done chilling, let's get into the cabinet. So, back in May, put out a video, you know what I'm saying, coming at Jay Wong about how, you know, he's the one who leaks Arcade1Up's Marvel vs. Capcom 2, blah, 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 blah. Fast forward to August, and I'm in Vegas helping to announce the arrival Marvel vs. Capcom 2, hashtag freed MVC2. Remember the hoodie and all that other stuff, right? And I got to touch this cabinet. And the cabinet that I touched was mind-blowing to me. It blew all my expectations. It made me believe that, you know what I mean, like, this thing was amazing. Now, the build that I played in Vegas was a lot different from the build that I played now. You know what I mean? The cabinet that we played on was a lot different. And it affects me, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, the cabinet and myself, you know what I mean? Like, it's like a kinship. It's something that I've been wanting to. For those who don't know, I have 3 dream cabs in this world. Dance Dance Revolution, Time Crisis 2, and Marvel vs. Capcom 2. I absolutely love the franchise, love the series, you know what I'm saying? I'm a filthy casual, but hey, you know, we get busy, right? And then we get to the pre-orders, we order, I get one in at a couple different places, I get my cabinet. And as far as the build goes, build quality's fine, you know what I mean? But when I first turned on the screen, that's when we notice the issues. So these are things, and I'm going to be real nitpicky when I get to these things, right? Because, again, when you love something, or it's something that you're really deeply invested in, you talk about it like that. So, just booting up the cabinet, right? You see the custom Arcade1Up Splash logo with the Hulk and Zangief, right? And that audio is desynced. That's really loud. Oh, that's decent. Oh, that's definitely decent. And it's kind of like, you know, all right, whatever. It's a splash screen. You're not going to see it, right? But then you get to the home screen. You know, gonna take you for a ride. It's playing. You set up your Wi-Fi and then you do the update. Okay, cool. Restarts after the update. Audio is still desynced on the intro. Fine, I can get over that. You get to the whole screen. Again, gonna take you for a ride. And the loop that is playing on the song, I kid you not, it's like 12 seconds of the song. And then freaking, it's like they take it from the middle and then they do it again. It's really bad, right? Fine, whatever. We can get past that. Get to the track mode. Now, when you hear the track mode and you see the things happening, there's no striking sound. You hear voices when special moves come out, but you don't hear the striking.
Marvel vs. Capcom 2. New Age of Heroes.
It's missing sound effects when those letters go in. There's a couple sound effects missing. Okay, track mode. I can get past that. You know, it's not the game. But your local scores, I'm saying, at first they're not displayed on the track mode screen. I've had a couple instances where I've turned it on, it doesn't show, but it shows in game, and then sometimes where I turn it on and it shows. Fine, whatever, right? So we load into the game. We play the game. Have fun in the game. The clock stage, the clock tower stage, you know, the time isn't accurate. It doesn't represent every time you turn it on and every time you play on the stage. It's always almost a different time. That's about 8 hours off of where it should be, right? Now, speaking of slowdowns, speaking of the stages and stuff, right? There's overheating. Now, it might just be my cabinet. Again, I can only speak about my experiences. I can't speak for anybody else's. Since I put it together, I've left the back on it because, you know, I plan to set it up for streaming on the Mo Plays channel. And mine is overheating, like to the point where the metal casing that's holding the PCB is actually starting to flex off of the monitor. And I'll have video footage of all this stuff that we're talking about, right? So I haven't touched this, right? And, you know, it's not only really hot, but look at that. It's starting to expand.
and it's off of the freaking thing. And yeah, I don't know. But the back stays off. House is below room temperature, so I don't know. Also, there's other people experiencing this. Lord Sosa fan Bam Bam, has been streaming this game nonstop since it's come out, and he's had really bad desyncs. I'll show some on the screen right now.
Even with the slowdown, still my favorite cab.
And if you guys want to go watch his channel, yo, go check it out for yourself. And then something was pointed out to me that I never noticed because I was so hype about the cabinet. The audio fuzzy sound. So anytime you hit a button and you go into a menu, it goes bzz, bzz. Anytime you do an input or any time in game, it's especially noticeable in Marvel vs. Capcom 1. But, you know, again, these are things I'm trying to give passes to, right? Speaking of audio glitches, when you're playing the game will randomly turn itself up or turn itself down. And there's more than likely it's usually turned itself down. Just out of nowhere. It doesn't matter if you're in Marvel vs. Capcom 2, doesn't matter if you're next for Street Fighter, it just happens. Speaking of the sound audio can't be turned up past 4 without blowing out your eardrums. For instance, that's 4, right? So, you know, whatever, right? When you get out the blocks, it's Blaze and whatever else, right? Again, this is me nitpicking. It's not that bad, you know, whatever, right? What starts to bug me is when you're playing the game and the game starts to slow down. So usually when I do a run, I'll get to like stage 3 and you'll start to see the audio stutters and slow down a little bit, like it's loading, like it's struggling to load. And then, you know, by the time you get to stage 8, it's in full swing.
I just can't believe it.
Okay, so I need everybody listening really closely. Now listen.
You win.
You can hear the stuttering and stuff. So then if you do another playthrough, all you have to do is like sit on the menu screen for to take you for a ride. You know what I'm saying? With character select, and you can hear the slowdown. Right. Certain tag team supers, you know what I'm saying, they slow down the game, you know, like, you know what I'm saying, and then there's a DHC that tag team slows down with Morgan. There's a couple of two. I think there's a Sentinel one that also slows it down, but I've noticed Morgan myself, so, you know, I test that out. And, you know, it's just the cabinet, you know what I mean? Like, it's just, I don't know if it's just not enough power, I don't know, it could be thermal throttling, it could be all kinds of stuff, right? But that's the thing. And then also the crossplay issues, which has been fixed on the old cabinets Viva patch. They've swapped out the ROM, so the ROMs are now compatible, so you can do crossplay. So good job on that, Arcade1Up. You know what I mean? So this is video footage of crossplay right now. This is the same match. Sometimes it's ahead, sometimes it's behind. It's the weirdest thing in the world. But the funny thing is, the older cab, at first it was in front, but every time they load into a match, this one ends up going first. But it's literally the same match. I will say that it does work. I've had a couple matches playing crossplay. It does work a lot better than what it was before. At least they're on the same stages. And oh, look at that Weapon X that got blocked. Now watch. There's Weapon X that got blocked. So no complaints. It's functioning. So those are all the things that I have. Those are things that I figured out would share. Yo, if you're still here, then let's talk about the positives, right? So, first off, this thing comes with 8 games. Marvel vs. Capcom 2, Marvel vs. Capcom 1, Marvel Superheroes vs. Street Fighter, X-Men Children of the Atom, X-Men vs. Street Fighter, X-Men Mutant Apocalypse, and War of the Gems, which those last 2 titles are Super Nintendo games. Punisher is not on here, probably because Disney, you know what I mean? And all 6 of those games have online except for the Super Nintendo games and Marvel vs. Capcom 2, which is advertised on the box. And they said it's coming at a later date, but we don't know when, because let's be real about this. Arcade1Up's communication has been abysmal. No one's communicated. Everybody's going into hiding. Everybody went to their hidey hole, right? This cabinet runs retail for USD $599. You know what I'm saying? That's without a stool. You know what I mean? And it's supposed to be online play, right? But the marquee game that's supposed to have online play, it's not there yet. And it's crazy because this is the second release. This and NFL Blitz. And they both don't have online play. And for a lot of people who are buying this cabinet want to play this online. Instead, what you get on the home screen is this. Our online lobbies will open soon. No dates, no patch, no notes or anything else like that, right? So, again, $5.99 for all the problems that it's having right now. The packaging was really nice, you know what I mean? That nice, like Pepsi blue, whatever else, matches the side art and whatever else, right? The side art was made exclusively for this. It was based off the console work of the Japanese Dreamcast, along with some of the art renders from the Xbox and PlayStation 2 version. You know what I mean? So it's custom. It's pretty good. It's funny. We had a laugh about the Hulk looking at Zangief's joke and whatever else, and you know whatever else, right? The bottom parts of the artwork kind of don't line up with the leg and the belt from the gi of Ryu. I think a lot of people's cabinets are having that problem. I don't know. The marquee, it's a marquee. Now the one in Yoga Flame is awesome. This one wasn't scanned. It didn't have like a high resolution scan of the marquee, so you see a lot of like graininess and film and stuff, and it's not clean. It's kind of like, with Arcade1Up, either they hit or they miss. But it's doable. Like the marquee, you know what I'm saying, it's fairly well lit in the back, you know, and it's even distribution of light. So no complaints about that at all. The monitor is the BOE monitor, the best on earth monitor, so you can see it from different angles. You don't have to worry about any washouts or anything else like that, So the monitor, good stuff. The speakers, they're your standard Arcade1Up speakers, but again, the volume is kind of misleveled. So it's either decent or blow your eardrums out. It's almost kind of reminiscent of Gen 1, where if you had the Street Fighter cabinet or whatever else where you turn it on, there's off, low, and OMG, stick some cotton balls in there. This style of cabinet, it's this new Arcade1Up style. It's kind of like a hybrid of Midway and whatever else. So, you know, it is what it is. The control panel has better sticks. The sticks feel a lot better than the previous ones. They're probably the same sticks that are inside the Yoga Flame. But the buttons are still the A1Up buttons. And the buttons are trash. They have been trashed for years. This is something I've been saying, they need to swap out. They have still not done so to this day, to the point where, we have to go and we have to put our own buttons in, which, and everything is from the stock experience, so I didn't want to edit anything out, right? The coin door is molded on in front of the front board. It's a coin door. It doesn't light up or anything like that. It's there for aesthetics. The riser, we're still doing risers in 2022, about to go into 2023, which is crazy because the risers were supposed to be an option for people who wanted to go buy it at Walmart, but Walmart doesn't really sell them in stores anymore. They're starting to phase it out, so you really can only really get it online. So it's about time we get rid of that riser model. But, the riser's a riser. It's got the Marvel vs. Capcom 2 logo with the dark, like, Pepsi blue around the sides of it, and the back of it's black. So, it's a riser. The crossplay was an issue. It was an issue where with Marvel vs. Capcom there would be huge desyncs. Since this cabinet's come out,
at the time of this recording this, they have put out a patch on the original X-Men vs. Street Fighter and Marvel vs. Capcom cabinets to where the games play. The games play well, you know, I mean, it is a little desync, you know, it's funny, sometimes this cabinet is faster than that cabinet, and that cabinet is faster than this one, but you're at least on the same stages. You can at least see the movements, right? So, speaking of movements, I'll show you guys some gameplay, and give you guys my final thoughts.
Ready. Fight! Wolverine, win. Come on! Come and get me, Bob. Ready, fight!
Oh, there's an auto option now. There was an auto on. That's new. Auto guard and screenplay tips are available, but the game ends after 3 battles. That's new. That wasn't on the other one. You'll become an ever-living juggernaut. That definitely isn't on the first one. Wow, just randomly turned down again, huh? So overall, you know, the cabinet it's still my dream cabinet. It's still got a lot of things that are wrong with it. But again, you know, it could just be the luck of the mic, the luck of the moat, and these are what I'm dealing with, you know. No online play, but that's okay because I would have got it if there was no online play because I love Marvel vs. Capcom 2. For $5.99, it's kind of high of a price point considering that the Legacy editions are $4.99 and you're essentially getting the same thing. And the only thing that's different is that this is Marvel. You know what I mean? In the freaking Legacies, you're literally getting everything. There's literally no difference between these cabinets and the Legacies. You're getting risers, you're getting lit up marquees, you're getting online for $4.99. But for some reason, this is $5.99. And there's no stools or anything else like that. So, I don't know if it's the licensing or whatever else, right? But it's hella expensive, right? When the game works, it's awesome. It is amazing. It's flawless when it works. When the game is stuttering and you're going through like quicksand and stuff, that's when it gets troublesome. So, again, I'm not going to return mine. I get asked it all the time. Are you returning yours? No, I'm not returning it. I'm keeping it. Hopefully they put out a patch up and update this stuff. Which Arcade1Up's history of doing patches still aren't the greatest. They'll put out random patches and won't tell you what the patch notes say. They'll put out patches and then won't address anything that really needs to be touched. And for anybody who's a normal consumer who's buying this, if you're not a diehard Marvel vs. Capcom 2 fan, do I tell you to buy this? Let's be real. Unless you are looking for a piece of decorative furniture, or you don't plan on, you know what I mean, playing this online or whatever, yeah, go ahead. Pick it up. Live it up. Live your life. You know what I'm saying? It's good to pick up and just in spare time to just play the game and get your hands busy. If you're a competitive person and you literally wanted to play Marvel vs. Capcom 2, there's other ways to play it. If you got friends who have the 360 or the PS3 version, you can play online on those still. If you have a PC that's good enough, you can play it on freaking Flightcade. Which, by the way, this is a Flycast freaking version of the game. So the fact that online is not working, and I don't know if they didn't even talk to them, whatever, it's beyond me, man. It's absolutely beyond me. We don't know what the lobby systems look like. I'm still curious about that. Now, they said they're going to be the same lobbies as like MVC1 that are based off the YZKOF lobbies, so hopefully we get those. But if you're looking just to play the game, $600? Like, I can think of a lot of other things to do with $600, right? But again, you're all grown adults. You guys can make your own decisions. For me, it's worth it. For you, it might not be. Again, these are all my experiences. These are just things that I've experienced myself. It's up to each and every one of you to decide if this is a cabinet for you. If this were $499, it'd be more palatable. And yeah, $100 shouldn't make that much of a difference. But believe me, $100 makes a difference. Especially when you're about to invest another. If you're really considering really competing on these things, you need to invest more money into the sticks, into the buttons, etc., etc. So it's cost on cost. The real question is, should you buy this? Like I stated, if you're a fan of Marvel vs. Capcom 2, yes. Because you and I both know that this is one of the only ways you can get it. If you casually just enjoy the game, or you just saw it and it's like, oh, it's an interesting title, but you don't want to deal with the suite of problems that go along with the cabinet, probably not. You know, we're in this day of age where this is probably, what, wave 5 of Arcade1Up stuff? And they've had years to get this stuff together. They've known about this release for probably a year or two. Like, come on, like, they're not just going to do this off the whim, right? And it's still not right. And that's troublesome. And out of good conscience, I can't tell you, hey, go spend your money on this. What I can say is, it looks great. When it works, it's awesome. And if you have friends to play this with, then yeah, you're going to have a blast. Except you can't play Marvel vs. Capcom 2, and isn't the question, when's Marvel? Isn't it Marvel, baby? Right now it's not, at the time of recording this video. So I feel like it's my responsibility to let y'all know, because especially since, and here's the real talk of it, a lot of y'all probably bought this cabinet because of things that I've said or things that other individuals who interact with the previous iterations of this cabinet have said. So responsibly, if you're not a big fan of this cabinet, I'm going to tell you to pass. And that hurts my soul saying that. Like, I'm conflicted, genuinely saying that you should pass on this cabinet. But if you do pick it up, there's a potential for you to have an amazing time. Not just with yourself, but people who come over and visit. Or you can meet up with a whole new community of individuals online. You can come and join in tournaments on I Got Next and Smoke Sundays on the Mo Plays channel. Because there's a great community. And the community alone, I feel, is worth it. I'm MikeOfAllTrades. This is my review of Marvel vs. Capcom 2. This is a review in progress, by the way. When online comes up and they patch it, we'll come back, we'll visit it, and then we'll update this review. But right now, this is a review in progress. And right now, this is a C-. Aesthetics can't get you alone through a cabinet. Aesthetics can't make you want to play something. Thank you guys for watching. I'll catch you on the next one. Later.
The following celebrity voice in this review is a parody. It is not reflective of that individual. Also, don't mind Motad. He had to spend $55. UAG told him to wear it. That bastard.
Today on channel, we're going to do something different. We're going to let ChatGPT write our Arcade1Up NFL Blitz Legends review video. What's going on, ladies and gents? It's your boy MikeOfAllTrades, and welcome to the channel. So you guys know that I have NFL Blitz, and I've had it for, well, since launch pretty much, and I haven't reviewed it, haven't talked about it, haven't done anything about it, right? Now, I could easily review this and talk about what I think is interesting, but instead, let's do something different. Let's go to the ChatGPT website, and let's just see how they review the Arcade1Up NFL Blitz.
Welcome to ChatGPT. I'm your host on this website, Morgan Freeman. How can I help you today?
What the hell? Yeah, I'm at the website to do a review and type some stuff. Wait a minute. Morgan Freeman? Yo, what are you doing here?
Well, you know acting extends further than just Hollywood these days. How can I help?
So what I'm looking to do on the website is to review the NFL Blitz cabinet. That's what I would like to do.
So you're going to use AI to write your Arcade1Up Blitz Legend review? Good luck.
Yeah, pretty much. I'm going to let the AI review the cabinet. What, is that a problem or something?
Nothing. Nothing at all.
No. Say what's on your mind.
Nothing. Nothing at all. I wouldn't shortcut it, but that's the day and age we live in. Let's begin, shall we? Here's your friendly reminder that ChatGPT does get some of the details wrong. Just don't shoot the messenger if something is inaccurate. Don't blame Morgan Freeman.
That's good to know. All right, well, let's get into it. So what we're going to do is we're going to see, can you write me an Arcade1Up NFL Blitz Legends review. Yes, I read like this when I'm typing things. All right, so let's see what ChatGPT comes up with. All right, sure. Well, look at that. Wow. Okay. So if you really want to cheat, you could actually do this. All right. Well, let's see something else. Let's see. Let's ask, how about the online play? Okay, that's a fair response. That's a fair response to give. You know what I'm saying? Let's see if we can get some other questions out of it. So some things it can answer, but some things it can't. I think it's literally just repeating everything that it said. So yeah, it looks like it's just literally repeating anything. Oh, there we go. There's an answer. Ultimately, whether then, yeah, that's different. All right, so now that we've got the answer, let's see if we can let ChatGPT review this cabinet. Let's go. The Arcade1Up NFL Blitz Legends arcade cabinet is a must-have for football fans and nostalgic gamers alike. This classic arcade cabinet brings back the beloved NFL Blitz franchise, known for its fast-paced, over-the-top football gameplay, and delivers an authentic arcade experience right in your own home. The cab features a sturdy construction with a classic design that resembles the original arcade cabinets from the 90s. It stands at approximately 4 feet tall, making it the perfect height for players of all ages. Although that's wrong. It doesn't stand that tall. It's like 5 feet. I think it's 5 feet 1, 5 feet 2. So that's already wrong. Let's see. The artwork on the cabinet is vibrant and eye-catching, featuring iconic NFL Blitz characters and logos that add to the overall nostalgic appeal. Now, anybody who's looked at the NFL Blitz cabinet has seen, it's got Terrell Davis, Jerome Bettis, Jerry Rice, Dan Marino, Brett Favre. I almost called him Brett Favre. And it's got that NFL Films like wood grain, like that grainy look to it. So I don't know if I'd say it's vibrant. At least the side panels aren't, but whatever else, right? Let's see, in the gameplay section. NFL Blitz Legend stays true to the franchise's roots, offering fast-paced 2-on-2 arcade-style football action. The controls are responsive and easy to use, with a joystick and buttons that mimic the original arcade controls, allowing you to sprint, pass, tackle, and perform over-the-top moves with ease. The gameplay is frenetic and exhilarating, with high-scoring matches, no penalties, and no rules, making for a unique and thrilling football experience. And I'll say this, outside of there being no late hits or whatever else, right? The gameplay is pretty spot on. There are certain segments in the game where it does tend to chug. There is some screen tearing and whatever else, but for the most part, yeah, it's a pretty good experience. The Arcade1Up NFL Blitz Legends cabinet offers a variety of game modes to keep players entertained. You can play solo against the computer, team up with a friend for co-op multiplayer, or compete head-to-head in local multiplayer matches. The cabinet also includes online connectivity, allowing you to challenge players from around the world and showcase your skills on the global leaderboards. So there is online gameplay. There are no lobby systems. There's a Discord server, the NFLblitz.org Discord server if you want to ever try to meet up with some online games if you're not playing online with a friend. You have to do 2v2, or 1v1 I should say, and the only way you can do 2v2 is on Blitz 2000 and Blitz 99. You can't 2v2 on NFL Blitz, the original. And if you're doing 2v2, it has to be local. So So those are things that you want to keep in mind if you're thinking about purchasing this cabinet. Let's see. The game features updated high-definition graphics that look crisp and vibrant on the 17-inch color LCD screen, while still retaining the classic pixel art style of the original game. The audio is also faithful to the original arcade experience, with the familiar voiceovers, sound effects, and music that will transport you back to the 90s arcade era. Okay, so that's fair. It's right. There's a lot of the sound, so some of the dialogue's gotten cut out, due to the roster getting out, and then, let's be real, just the change in the era that we're in right now, and the climate. How they say back in the day certain movies couldn't come out, like, at this point in time. Well, Blitz would be extremely neutered, and this is one of those games that is literally molded in the image of the NFLPA. The Players Association wanted the game to be the way it is right now. So, but as far as graphics and sound goes, yeah, we can go with that. Let's see, additional features. One of the standout features of the Arcade1Up NFL Blitz Legends cabinet is the inclusion of 4 games in one. My cabinet only has 3. In addition to the classic NFL Blitz game, it also includes NFL Blitz 2000, NFL Blitz 2001, and NFL Blitz Special Edition, providing hours of gameplay variety and replayability. Once again, it's ChatGPT. It's not going to get everything right. It's interesting that it's pulling and saying that it's from NFL Blitz 2001, that was supposed to be on the cabinet. I don't know if that's accurate or not. Again, it can be ChatGPT, but when generating the response, it did say that it was pulling from information from September of 2021. So this stuff was on the internet somewhere, and it scrubbed it and it pulled it somehow. So 2001 could have been cool, to have on the cabinet, but officially there's only 3 games. Let's see. Conclusion. Overall, the Arcade1Up NFL Blitz Legends arcade cabinet is a fantastic addition to any game room, offering an authentic and nostalgic arcade experience that will delight football fans and gamers alike. With its sturdy construction, fast-paced gameplay, updated graphics, and multiple game modes, it provides hours of fun and excitement for players of all skill levels. Whether you're a longtime fan of the NFL Blitz franchise or new to arcade gaming, this cabinet is a touchdown-worthy addition to your collection. So that's what it answered when I asked it to write me a review. When I asked it to write about online play, it couldn't give me a direct answer. Literally what it says is that, it's best to check the product details and consult the manufacturer's website for the most up-to-date and accurate information regarding online play features, including multiplayer options, online connectivity, and leaderboards. Additionally, it's worth noting that online play may require an internet connection, additional subscriptions, or other requirements, and the quality of online play may vary depending on factors such as internet speed and stability. As a recommendation, if online play is an important factor to you, it is advisable to research and read reviews from other users or gaming communities who have first-hand experience with the specific version of Arcade1Up NFL Blitz Legends cabinet that you are interested in to get a better understanding of its online play capabilities. In other words, ask your friends, ask forums, ask Facebook groups, or watch a content creator. See, even ChatGPT understands the value of a good review, right? Now, when I asked, is it worth the $599 price point? Because at the end of the day, with all reviews, this is what it's about. Is it worth the price point? And it literally states nostalgic value. If you have fond memories of playing NFL Blitz in arcades due to the 90s and you're a fan of classic arcade gaming, the Arcade1Up NFL Blitz Legends cabinet may hold a significant nostalgic value to you. Reliving those memories and having the authentic arcade experience at home could be worth the price to some players. There you go. Again, it repeats about the game selection, which is wrong because it's only 4. It's 3, not 4. It talks about build quality. It talks about multiplayer options. But then it talks about personal budget and priorities. Ultimately, whether the Arcade1Up NFL Blitz Legends cabinet is worth $599 price point or not depends on your personal budget and priorities. It's important to consider your budget and how much you are willing to invest in an arcade cabinet, as well as your level of interest in the NFL Blitz franchise and classic arcade gaming. It's also worth noting that prices for game products can vary over time and across different retailers, so it's always good to compare prices, read reviews, and consider your own preferences and budgets before making a purchasing decision. I can't lie, like ChatGPT, it's pretty spot on. It's pretty spot on. A lot of things it says I can't disagree with. from my own personal experience, the game does run smooth. It's running at 60, so it does feel a little sped up at some points in time. NFL Blitz, the original, sometimes isn't super responsive. You know, there is more of a play selection when you get to Blitz 99 and 2000. There's like 2 pages of plays on Blitz. There's about, I think there's 3 on Blitz 99, and there's 4 for offense and defense on Blitz 2000. So there's that. A lot of the codes, they work. You know, your big head mode, your infinite turbo, your super blitzing, that stuff works. But then there's some codes that just won't work. Hits after the, after the bell. Hits after the whistle, you can't do late hits. That's been disabled. You know, I personally was playing it, and as much as I touted that they don't matter, I did find myself wanting to do that. You know, diving and trying to hit after the play was over with, right? Because that's part of the NFL Blitz culture. But again, when you hear from Chris Carter's mouth directly, and Chris Carter's like, hey, you know, the NFLPA couldn't have this, you know, and it makes sense. For $5.99, and let's be real, there were only a couple people that paid $5.99 for this. A lot of people got it when NFL Blitz was on sale at Sam's Club for $175 or $225, and then got a price match. You know, I had a Blitz sent to me, so you know this isn't a sponsored video. Arcade1Up didn't send me anything, but I paid for the shipping. So that's also something that you want to keep in mind. In conclusion, if you want to have something that's a game for your friends to play, family to play when they're over, you know, and you want to have like the kiddos or the adults, you know what I'm saying, they want to relax, play 4 players. It's kind of hard to get 4 grown men on there, maybe 4 petite women, but 4 grown men on that panel, I don't know. But again, being in the arcade, it's pretty much almost the same thing. People have this misconception that arcade cabinets are like freaking 6 feet wide, and they're not. They're not. It's close, but it's not, you know, not too far off. Realistically speaking, a lot of time it's going to be you playing it, and if you're not playing online or you're not in like a league or something, I don't know if this is for you. But if you're a diehard football fan, you guys watch weekly games. If you're going to watch the USFL, and if you love Blitz, pick it up. Why not? You know, it's probably, or, you know, you could probably, depending on your area, because in my area, you can get a Blitz 99 cabinet for like $1,400, you know, but then that brings on its whole other issues of maintaining it and making sure your CRT's bright and tight and all this other stuff, right? So, $600 price point, it's up to you. But, yo, Morgan Freeman, you got anything else?
In conclusion, you need to do your own reviews. Even if you need a little help from someone like me, Morgan Freeman. Now, where's my check? Even AI needs to get paid.
Okay, then. What he said. Anyway, that's the video. Thank you guys for watching. Yo, like, share, subscribe to the channel if you're not. Turn on notifications, and I'll catch you on the next one. Later.